I'm sorry, ladies. Did I startle you?
Heart attack, maybe. Startle, no.
I see you're interested in my waxworks. I'm having a private showing tonight at midnight.
Welcome to the WaxWork.
They're telling me that they've been kidnapped and boiled in wax.
Can't a girl get laid around here without being burned at the stake?
All I know is that there is something going on in that waxworks.
Live, my children. Live.
Roll here and ready, stop! What am I supposed to do? Entertain this asshole?
Would you like a closer look?
Welcome, everybody, to Midnight Cinema. I am Art Hennessy in San Diego.
And I am Erik from Salem, Massachusetts. Welcome to the WaxWork. Ta-da!
Erik even employed helium for you guys this week for his introduction.
No, that's my regular. I'm an amazing voice actor. That's my regular voice.
I was really impressed, Erik. I didn't see what you had done. And I was like, that is a really, really good impression.
I'm a child.
So our audience may not have been able to catch on what we're talking about this week from your introduction there.
You can, what? That's crazy. Why would they know the movie?
We aren't talking about Fantasy Island, which was a popular television show during the 70s and 80s. We are talking about the Vestron Pictures masterpiece, WaxWork, released in 1988, directed by Anthony Hickox, starring Zach Galligan, Deborah Foreman, Michelle Johnson, John Rhys Davies, and David Warner. He gets the and. He gets the and here.
What is the deal here, Art? WaxWork. I told you I picked this one because, as usual, and I remember really enjoying WaxWork, and I haven't seen it in a long time. So there's that. There's that.
Yeah.
And I do want to point out that, John Rhys Davies, freaking, right? What's his name? And my axe.
Yeah.
Tosh
Erik.
me.
And asps, very dangerous. You go first. Yes.
John Rhys Davies and David Warner, countless amazing films, including another one of my favorites, which I don't think we'll cover because it's not really a horror movie, or will we? But Time Bandits.
Time Bandits. Also,
my favorite
Time After Time.
Time After Time. He plays freaking Jack the Ripper.
He does.
Right?
In a really good performance. It's so what good. I remember him from mostly. I like Time Bandits too. It's later than you think.
Yes, I have other quotes from David Warner. I mean, freaking Time Bandits. It's like nipples for men, because he's playing evil. He's upset why God made nipples for men. Slugs can't even operate simple machinery.
So we have really,
what?
Really good actors in this movie.
And Gremlins, star of Gremlins.
Gremlins would have been 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, no.
That he would have been in Gremlins. We're talking about Zach Galligan, who's the lead of this movie. I was surprised. And then, Erik, our 2 female leads are no small shakes either. One of them was in Blame It on Rio, which is not a great movie, but she was in that.
What is that on
the other one?
What's the score though, Art, on Blame It on Rio with Michael Caine?
Not very good. But for people our age, for guys our age, the score on Blame It on Rio is 10 HBO late night stars, right?
10.
Deborah Foreman, I think, who is our lead, was a lead in Valley Girl with Nick Cage.
Yes. I do like. I don't know what it is about Deborah Foreman that I really like. She has like an awkward beauty, but her acting's, I don't want to say her acting's great. It's just something about her. And then what happened?
You might say that about a lot of these people, but Erik, they're the type of people that when you go and look at their IMDb, like for instance, Michelle Johnson, who's going to play our China, the sexy girl in this movie. These people, Deborah Foreman, Michelle Johnson, they had long careers, like TV movies, things like that. So they didn't really disappear, but we are talking about people that were in major motion pictures there in the 80s. And Valley Girl, I would have considered would have been a breakout hit for somebody like her. And then we have filling in the supporting roles, we have great English actors that they're popping in here.
And a $3 million budget. And listen, people listening to the podcast, look, maybe you don't know what waxwork is because maybe you weren't freaking in high school in 1985, but just stay with it because I think this is worth talking about, this movie. And if you haven't seen it, we might go through the whole thing. We might just go off on tangents and suck helium. We don't know, Art.
We don't.
You got to stick with this one because...
But this was a good place to start, Eric. It's confusing because you suggested this, and I said to you, I don't think I've ever seen waxwork. And some of the times Eric suggests things, or I suggest things to him.
Don't talk about me like I'm not here. You watched it. You didn't text me and go, no, Eric, no, we're not.
No.
Because you texted me photos and you said, wow, the production value. And I said, like, yeah.
I think I texted you, Eric, and said, I didn't expect the production value to go this hard on this movie.
Yeah, it goes hard.
It really does. But you wouldn't know that when the movie starts. You wouldn't get that it's going to go that direction.
Right. Well, let's just start there because
we're going to start there. First, let's start with this. Yeah. Vestron Pictures is the first thing you say. See, Vestron Pictures, which that just brought me right back to the days of VHS horror.
Right? Isn't it like VHS movie or some kind of a?
Yeah, but this was Vestron Pictures, like you said, $3 million budget. And then I said, was this released in theaters? And it was. It actually got a release. This made $800,000 at the box office. Now, I know you're making a face, but think about it. You know, this was released, I think, in the summer in 1988. So it even making that much, but it's this weird sort of Rosetta Stone. It's like, I'm watching this movie. Let's get into it, okay?
Well, first, while you talk about the opening poster, let's talk about the poster because anyone who looks at this poster, you're like, I've got to see this movie, right? It's a small person, a little guy. He's holding his arms out to this doorway, and behind the doorway are these distorted, creepy faces. One of them wearing sunglasses. None of those faces are in the movie. Not a one.
No, but that's typical. That's typical. We're going to sell you on something, but Eric, I thought I knew what I was getting into with this movie. I thought I had it figured out. And for a long time in the movie, I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. Now, we should say the movie
going.
I didn't see where it was going at all. Now, we should say it opens on a house with there's older timey music going on the score.
It's sing sing sing, which I thought, what is the choice for this? It's a guy being brutally murdered by his head being stuffed in the fireplace, right? A good effect, by the way. Practical, but it's like da 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 da.
Yeah,
what's going on here? What is
it? So it opens on this house, but we're going to learn later that this scene that we're seeing here happened a lot longer ago. But it doesn't look like that. The house doesn't look. It looks sort of like a relatively recent-ish big house. So that was confusing to me. And then we just see a hand smashing things as this guy is in the fireplace burning, his head's burning.
Yes, but practical. It's
a real guy. They've lit his head on fire.
Head on fire.
He's got a hand is smashing things and grabbing amulets and things. We're not going to know what this means for a long time. As a matter of fact, we're not going to know for so long that you forget all about it.
I think you do forget all about it, even though they let you know that now it's cutting to. Does it even say a time frame? It doesn't.
No,
so you
it doesn't.
To the same fireplace with
yes,
but it's so we don't even know what kind of time has passed.
Yeah. Well, this was where I just pressed play on this movie because when you recommended me, I always trust it. This is where the cast starts going up after the guy's dead in the fireplace. the cast. And that was where I was like, what?
This logo too, the WaxWork logo is cool. It's like,
and it melts away.
Yeah.
It melts away. So you're right. We cut now to the fireplace, that same fireplace. And then, okay, this is
what the hell?
We have the Citizen Kane long table, one person at one end of it, one person at the other end, flowers everywhere. It looks like something out of like the 1930s idea of a rich person. And our hero there, Mark, is at one end of the table and his mom is at the other end. And they have to talk to each other by moving their heads to the side because of the big centerpieces, which I think is supposed to be funny. I think there's supposed to be a funny aspect
let me
to
ask
that.
you that. Let me ask you that, Art, because this movie right now is trying to be funny, failing miserably. Poor Zach.
Yeah.
He's not good. He's not good in this. And the woman is very over the top playing his mom. There's a weird portrait of the dad. And spoilers, everybody. We're doing spoilers here. His dad, the tie-in, I guess, is the dad is the one who died in the fireplace.
I think the grandfather. I think it's his grandfather. But I don't know exactly what happened to his dad. Yeah, I don't know.
We know in Waxwork too.
Oh!
Yeah, Lost in Time. Yeah. 4.2, I think.
Yeah.
On the 4.2 out of 10.
We'll save that, Eric. We'll save it for
we'll save Waxwork.
We'll save that for a special episode that people have to pay to listen to.
Was this scene necessary, Art? Did this scene need to go on?
It's necessary for me because for sake of this conversation, because I want to ask you what the hell is going on here. What do you think, Eric, the writer, director, he did both, by the way. If you were to speculate, what do you think he wanted out of this scene? What do you think he wanted the audience to get here?
I think he wanted to show people how funny he is and fail. I think he wanted to show people that he can accidentally get into a car accident with a person, and then that person ends up saying, oh yeah, this sounds like a great script. And then he writes the script in 4 days, and then Vestron picks it up. I think that's what happens.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Why do we need this scene? Why do we need to know this much?
So the idea, everybody, is that Mark, Mr. I think is his last name Longmore?
Oh, wait, it's not Longmore. It's something like that. Yes, Loudermilk. No. Longfellow. No, long ass scene that's not needed in the movie. What is it called? Long. It's supposed to make you think they're so rich.
Oh, it's even better, Eric. It's Loftmore.
There you go.
Lofty, more lofty.
Loftmore. Right. So clever we didn't even remember
Loftmore.
Wow.
So he's part of the Loftmore family.
Yeah.
And his mummy is further to the table because she's dressed in the white outfit and she's like, darling. It's all put on and affected. And I think Zach Galligan is trying to figure out what he's supposed to do here. He doesn't seem comfortable, Eric, with some of the stuff in this movie.
He's trying to figure it out, Art, yes, and he fails miserably because the dialogue, I know we did The Shining, Jack Nicholson would fail. You're like, you can't have coffee. Mom, I need my caffeine when I'm drinking and when I'm not drinking. I mean, it was just, you couldn't make this dialogue good.
I can't believe we're spending so much time. But
why are we doing it, Art? Why are we spending so much time
on this scene? Well, because this is gonna. It's so confusing, Eric. Because also we're entering that realm. How old is he supposed to be? Like, what is? Are they? Is he a high school student? Is he a college student? Is he a community college student?
Art, we're told.
Where does he live?
We're told he's in college because she says off to college, and she calls him my little boy and all this weird stuff.
But what college is this, and what sort of students are at this college, and
why is he going to a college? Is it a prestigious college? I don't know.
That he lives next door to? That could be. I'm not saying it couldn't be.
Just to help with this podcast. Stay with us, everybody. There's great parts in this movie.
There is, but it is confusing. It's confusing.
I wrote down some lines. So the mom.
Okay, great, perfect.
The mom goes, because we need exposition. Oh, isn't it terrible, darling? Two more people have disappeared. Who's disappeared? What's disappeared? And then it's all about coffee. like he's too young to drink coffee.
Well, also what they're inserting in here is, I think this is the save the cat moment, Eric.
What the hell is that?
Well, save the cat moment is an old screenwriting idea that you can have a character that has that's really jerky, right? Or like a really bad cop or got a gruff personality. But if you have them save a cat in the first 5 minutes, you give them a little bit of likability. So we'll follow them along. So
You
what
have
they do,
so much interesting information that makes me sick. Save the cat.
Well, like, so they call it save the cat.
Okay.
Now, the save the cat moment here is even though he's incredibly rich, they want to make it sound like he's telling his mom, you got to treat the help, the butlers and everybody. They're normal people. He gets along with the butler and everybody. So that's what I'm thinking. They're doing that but then we meet his butler.
Jenkins,
who's English.
Yes, you got to hire all your butlers from the UK.
Yes.
There's no way around it. Even if you live in the United States, where does this take place? Who knows?
There's palm trees, so I'm thinking
that's weird.
I'm thinking it's taking place 5 minutes from Zach Galligan's house. The butler, this whole exchange here too, he comes up and he's like, "Sir, will you be taking your wheels? And here's your nicotine, and here's your coffee, and none of it's funny."
The only redeeming aspect of this, which I thought, okay, well, we have that, is when Zach leaves the building, the butler goes like this a little bit with the smoke from the cigarette. He does this little thing, which was very real. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's the first real moment I've seen in this movie. And why do they switch art? Why do they switch to 80s music? Here, okay, let's understand that in the 80s, there was a different method of acting, especially with like college student films. So just let's remember that and just pay attention to the fact that this movie has some really fun qualities.
But we're going to immediately cut to two more interesting characters here.
No, we're not. Are we?
Yeah. I like these girls. I like them. I think that they're fun
I
for
agree.
this type of movie. For this type of movie, they're fun. China and Sarah. Is he playing around with these names? Sarah Brightman is her name in the movie, that character, and I don't know at that time.
Bart? What are you getting? What is the hidden meaning, Sarah Brightman?
Well, we're gonna see later. Let's save it for people because
I'm reliving the movie in my head and going, at what moment did I go, aha, Sarah Brightman?
So there's a lot of that stuff. But China and Sarah.
Describe them.
Describe China and Sarah?
You do describe them to me. Go. You have 30 seconds.
They are 80s girls. China is dressed in like almost a skin tight black outfit that looks almost like she's almost like Sandy in Grease after she transforms.
Nailed it. Yeah.
I think China, we're getting the dialogue right away. China's the woman of the world. Oh, I got to date I need an older man.
Yeah. Doctor, lawyer, It's a fun scene, and it is useless setup of character development.
Yeah.
And I don't like China.
I like China. I think China's a good character. I think she's a fun character.
Well, why don't you marry her then?
Because I don't know that I don't think I have the juice that vampires have.
No, you need to be a doctor or a lawyer. Oh, you do a podcast? Oh my God. I'm looking for something different.
And we get the feeling right away that Sarah, as the friend, is like, oh, you're so bad. Oh, China. Oh my God. She does this move though, where she kicks China's butt with her leg crossing the other leg.
I thought that was cute. And Deborah Foreman, I don't know what it is, because I don't know art, but look, this is Deborah Foreman. When she smiles, she's got this huge, but it's so endearing. Her set of teeth is so endearing, and something about this actor, I keep thinking this is who she is as an actor. So let me just point that out. So if you like this person, watch Valley Girl, and I couldn't tell you what else she was in.
Yeah.
But I wish she was in something else that I could watch that would not make me want to throw up.
Eric, There's a movie that she's really good in.
What?
There's a movie that she's really good in that you would like.
What?
April Fool's Day.
Holy crap.
She's right?
She's the lead.
Yes.
Oh my God. Now I have to watch April Fool's Day. And you never see her in a state of undress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good for you, Deborah.
Yeah.
But not so much for other actors.
Although Deborah's, it gets freaky. It gets really freaky.
Yeah. Everybody keep listening for the freaky part. Why am I encouraging people to listen? Look, we're going to have fun.
It gets hard. It goes really hard on the freaky. That I didn't expect.
Can I say, Art, when they're walking down the street and there's this another gorgeous old, clearly California old, like 1920s star house, and we meet David Warner for the first time. Can I just ask you?
Yes.
What the hell is he wearing? This movie goes from, we got a big budget to, what can we pull together? He looks like he bought a Batman 1960s series Joker costume, but didn't bother to wear the whole thing. It is a Spirit Halloween purchase. What the hell is that?
I will say it is weird, and they address it in the moment. It's this house, clearly in a residential neighborhood, and it just has a sign, like a banner you'd get made at Staples or Office Max, or back then it'd be Copy Cop, probably.
Yeah, Copy Cops. Oh my God, Art, thank you.
It has a banner up over the door that says WaxWork, and the two girls like, this is a strange place for a waxwork, and then they look up and he's there, like he's posed like he's in a portrait that you'd see at the Museum of Fine Arts.
Yes,
like
that's David Warner going, what the fuck did you put me in?
He's like looking up at the sky. Now keep in mind, everybody, that David Warner, from what I read, shot 2 days on this film. So everything we're going to see David Warner in is like 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
And I heard 3, but yeah, he's like...
3. Okay, maybe it's 3.
No, it could be 2. He's like the alien in Alien, where you only see him for like 7 minutes.
Yeah,
screen.
they picked their places here.
Oh my gosh. And this one shouldn't have been it, because that outfit...
So he invites the two of them to a midnight showing at the WaxWorks.
Yes, on a neighborhood street. It looks like a house that would be lived in by like some old movie style.
Right.
Okay, good. Because
what is going to happen next?
Good, thank God. Because there's another scene in between. Yeah, and they skip. It's. It's my first thought when I'm watching this movie is like, how many Nazis are in this movie? It's like a lot of German people, not all Nazis, but a lot of Germans. And I think, I had to look back and think, is this directed by Werner Herzog? I don't know who. Why? We have a Nazi teacher in college with a Nazi flag
right next to him. Yeah.
And he's talking about what is he talking about?
He's talking about the Blitzkrieg and Hitler taking over Lithuania as if it was a good thing. And I know that it's supposed to be set up to be funny, but I mean,
why Art?
I'm like, is he going? Eric, is he going for a Mel Brooks, the producers type of thing? You know, is he going for that with this guy?
I don't know, Art. I think the car accident that he got into before he wrote the script has affected his ability to write comedy that makes sense. Why? It has nothing to do with anything except for the joke that he's a teacher and he likes the Nazi party.
Yes.
Right? And it's a college classroom.
And they even do the joke. It's sort of like, remember Dr. Strangelove when the doctor would sometimes his arm would uncontrollably go up in like the Nazi salute, and you'd have to put it back down. Right.
Thank you, Peter Sellers, because that I don't care how long it took to shoot that movie. That's funny. Right.
But this guy, there's a joke in here like that. He raises the baton like dictatorship, and then he looks at it like, like as if, I'm giving myself away. And then Zach,
certainly not the flag.
Zach Galligan comes in late.
Yes.
And it's a lecture hall, and Zach Galligan, once again, Eric, not comfortable with any of this, I think. he has to come in late. The professor is like, "Oh,
Do you think
you're
Art-
late.
do you
I'm
think
going
that
to
Zach-
assign you this."
Wait, before you do that-
40-page papers and
Yes, but look. Do you think that Zach from like in Gremlins? Do you think he's a good actor? Because
I don't know. I mean,
you don't know, you big loser.
He's interchangeable. These 80s. It's sort of like 80s leading man.
But he doesn't have a lot going on. He has no passion. But
Like
he was great in Gremlins for some reason.
Yeah.
But if somebody was recast in that movie, I think there wouldn't be anything missed. I'm sorry, Zach. I'm sorry.
Right. And what I kept thinking in the movie, Eric, was like, I was like, if we put in who is he from Fright Night? William
William
Ragsdale. If we put him in, would we be getting something better? I think so, right?
A little bit, yeah, because he
I
at
think
least
so.
had the yes.
Well, he had a better character. Like, why can't this kid? I don't know what to think of him. He's super rich, but he's also horny for China. But like, she's clearly not interested in him.
Why wouldn't China? What we're seeing about China is listen to us. I'm passionate about this.
Thank you,
awesome
Eric.
film.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Oh my God. Why isn't China at all interested in him? Because he's filthy, stinking rich. She just said, I want a doctor or a lawyer. She's got a rich kid with an amazing trust fund. All he needs to do is a couple of sit-ups.
And a cool car. And
Right?
I could not understand.
Because the writing, Art. Because the writing.
Yeah. I mean, I like the way the actress is playing it. And because the writing is so off kilter, there's something about her, China, that she wants what she wants, whatever it is in the moment, and doesn't seem to care what the hell anybody else thinks. So, but anyways, he keeps
sorry to interrupt you about the important piece of information that we need for later, because it's such a setup for a funny effing joke later on. It's so funny. Thank God we have this. What happened? He gave him a what? He made him do what?
He made him do a 40-page essay due tomorrow, Eric.
Yeah.
Because college classes, you have them every day.
Right. Yes. I have I have a kid in college, and I think he goes to school a total of like 7 hours a week.
Right.
For X
so
$1,000 million.
It's like due tomorrow. But so he assigns that, but then he keeps interrupting class while he's talking to his friends, and the professor keeps loading it on. But he doesn't care, because he's just going to give his maid the task of doing his
maid,
essay.
yes. Who's not a stereotype at all. So they what I like about their house, Art, is their house is it is a melting pot of ethnicity.
We need to get to football practice.
We can skip the football practice. Why can't we skip that scene?
Well, here's the reason the reason we got to go to football practice is because we're introduced to our jock character who isn't going to really amount to much anyways.
Nothing.
But Eric,
what?
This was part of my experience watching this movie here. Great sports photography. When they start practicing for like 5 minutes, all of a sudden on the field, I'm like, they got a guy jumping up, getting a catch. This is in slow motion, and they're tackling him, and it's like legit good sports photography in slow motion. I'm like, what is this movie? Why are we watching this? But also, it's kind of good.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Here's the point then, is because you've got sometimes you have great production quality and great shooting and scenes. And other times you're like, they just ran to CVS to get the props.
That's true.
I mean,
I know.
And all I have for this scene, Art, is 1, skip. And 2, we introduce all the other characters. Who gives a shit? And the only thing I got out of that scene, Art, was the punch sound effect when the football player punches the other player. Doesn't get in trouble, and it's that stock footage. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's funny.
Now, what I did like, as far as some stylistic thing here, is at the end of the football scene. So we should say they're on the bleachers, the friends. But do you notice no close-ups? They don't punch in for any medium or close-up shots. All that dialogue is with them arranged on the bleachers, and then they hard cut to the group of friends at night hanging out, I think I think at Mark's house,
It's
drinking.
Mark,
but they sort of do it. They sort of do a hard cut, and they're all, rather than sitting on the bleachers, now they're hard cut. And now they're drinking at his house, and I'm like, okay, they're in college, but he's not allowed to have coffee yet.
But he's allowed to have friends over and drink bourbon or whatever he's drinking.
Yeah.
And all this exposition about the relationship between him and China, who cares?
Yeah, and they have this weird way they talk to each other, Eric, where it's almost like they're in a some sort of 40s movie or something. It's like, yes, darling. See? Yes, darling. And
right.
Oh, maybe you'd like to see somebody with Maurice Chevalier, he says later, and thank heavens for little girl. And you're like, what is going on? She likes dating older guys. Is that what they're trying to?
Yeah, she loves older guys because she mentioned David Warner. She's like, oh, very attractive. And she also says the dumbest lines around here too. Like, she goes, "A girl get laid around here without being burned at the stake." And then he's like, "What does he say?"
He says, "Doesn't he say like, I have a light or I have a match?
Yeah, anybody got a light?
And once again, Eric, I think you're right. It's the writer thinks that this is good. This is good stuff, and it's.
I think this movie needs to be an hour and 30 minutes. That's why How much time is Art? Don't look at your notes. God damn it! Listen to me. How much time? You're looking at your notes. I know you are. Has passed.
No, I don't know.
Okay. How much time in this movie has passed, would you say, before we get to the house? Just guess.
I'd guess under 20 minutes.
Okay.
What is it? Do you know?
12.
Did you take a note? What?
12.
Only 12?
12 minutes.
I would have thought it was longer.
30. Yeah.
Yes. I would have thought like 20 minutes or something.
Minutes.
Everything we've talked about is 12 minutes.
Well,
wow.
And Art, we are talking about this movie, Waxwork, which I remember fondly in high school.
So they get to the Waxwork. They're there now. They're there at the Waxwork, and two of the friends bailed. They brought two friends because we should say David Warner said 6.
It has
you
to
can
be
only
6.
Has to be 6. We don't have room for any more. And two of the friends, one of them, she gets a bad feeling. She gets such a bad feeling, and she bails. And then her boyfriend / friend says, "Women." And then he's like, "I'm coming, honey." And I'm like, is this the director's sense of humor? Is this supposed to be funny?
He wants to, he wants to get laid. Did you notice his earrings?
I didn't notice what they were.
Okay, I was the cool earring kid in high school, if you can believe that. So I had Playboy magazine earring. I had a big diamond.
Oh,
stop laughing. I had a gem.
I'm not.
Okay, and then here's the one that I only wore for a short period of time. A long, jagged gold sword. It was like a freaking foot long.
Oh my God.
I couldn't wear it all day because it was pulling my ear off. This guy, classic 80s, he has a chainsaw. He has 2 chainsaws.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Chainsaws.
Yeah.
But they're going to take the attention to some detail.
But they're going to take off. Yeah.
What?
They're gone. They're out of it. So now we only have 4. They have the third wheel of this whole little crew here, Tony, right? And he's
Tony, right?
He wears sunglasses and he doesn't mean much, but
he's been in some films, and I got too tired and bored to look him up. But I've seen this guy before. He was like a handsome go-to jerky guy or something.
I want to say he. I might be misspeaking, but I want to say he was like in Twin Peaks or something too.
Can we hurry this up a little? Because I'm a little worried about my maid's knowledge of Lithuania.
Yeah. Well, we're hurrying up because we got to get to the thing. The door opens. They got to make a joke here. The door opens. And
finally, Art, a fun character. And guess what? I've been holding onto this goddamn balloon for 45 minutes. And I have probably just enough left for his line.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
See if I can get it in.
Mm-hmm. So Erik is preparing.
Welcome to the Waxwork. We were expecting more. Would you like a drink? Wait till I call you.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's a
got
little.
no more art, just no more balloon.
There's a little person, right? Is that
He's a
the
little
right
guy.
term? Yeah. And I mean, clearly, I mean, at this time, Hervé Villechaize would have been a big star actually at this time.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Hervé Villechaize is doing Bond movies, and this guy is doing here. But he had a big role on television.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Erik.
Yes.
He was Alf.
What?
He was Alf. Yes.
He was Alf when they
He was
showed
not
Alf,
the voice of Alf.
full body Alf?
He was the full body of Alf. So whenever you would see Alf out from behind, say, a couch or something where Alf was full body and walking or moving a little bit, this actor was the guy in the Alf suit.
I am blown away. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we got stars in this movie, Erik. This movie is just,
wow.
Even when you think
wow.
at first glance somebody's not a star.
No. That's what $3 million gets you, buddy. And I love this guy because you can clearly tell that he doesn't really have any acting chops, but his voice is really a German. He is a German. And
Yes.
there again, Art, what is the deal with all these Germans in the movie?
And he's got like a comb over.
It's great.
With the comb over. He's great. And they pair him, Erik, with another servant with a really tall Lurch type guy who originally they were going to call him Lurch because he's clearly inspired by Lurch.
Yes.
Another butler.
Just this movie, it's trying to be something I don't get about. This is one of my favorite scenes because he's so pissed off at the butler for coming in early. He's like, "What you like? I can't do the voice now. What you like a drink?" And the butler comes in. He goes, "Wait till I call you." And the butler's all forlorn, and he leaves.
We got to talk about the butler. The butler's putting a lot of mustard on his performance. We see it later too. Yeah, yes. he gets an emotional scene later.
But the bowing sound, why wasn't this movie all like that? Do you ever see the movie? The Triplets of Belleville? It's an animated film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was thinking of that. The waiter at the French restaurant, he's all bowed over, and so funny that sound effect makes that whole scene.
It's great. It's great.
Oh,
so they're now gonna get to go into the waxworks. And this is where once they enter the waxwork, for me, and they start to see these dioramas that are set up around.
Yes, movie sets.
They are, but I was like, oh, these look. I'm like, okay, I kind of like some of these, and occasionally you can see that they're real people on there because they can't stop them from moving.
Occasionally, right? Art. Occasionally, I do not understand why they made this choice. Probably because budget. But yeah, they told the actors who were portraying these characters, no, you're going to stand there frozen, and it ain't happening.
Yeah.
All I do is focus on them.
What they do is they punch in for close-ups on them, Erik, and then you can see that they're clearly people. But they've got a myriad settings. There's a carnival one with like a carnival with a tiger cage, but it's some sort of creature in there, and it's reaching through the bars.
It's a snake monster. It's a snake man from the circus. Art, there are 18 scenarios here.
Yeah.
And when we get to the right place, I will tell you all of them if you want.
But we can save it for the climax, but there are a bunch here. And some are better than others. Some are better than others.
Have you ever been to a waxwork, Art?
I have, yeah.
I think the setup of the scene, what you're looking at, is very important. And what they have set up here, like, what are they doing?
Well, for me, that sort of intrigued me a little bit because I was like, what's going on here? But here's where, remember I told you, I said, I thought I knew where the movie was going. I thought, okay, I've seen this before in these low budget movies. I was like, these things are going to come to life.
Oh, spoiler.
Or behind the scenes, our little butler guy and the other guy are going to be manipulating things to kill these people in the waxwork. So I thought we were going to just have a movie, almost like a slasher film, but with people getting killed by waxwork figures in this waxwork. That's what I thought.
Here's what you noticed, or maybe you didn't notice, but
I actually thought David Warner might never appear again at this point.
Like you said,
That's what I thought.
You take care of it, my little butler friend. I'm on vacation. Going to do a movie that
I honestly thought that for a second.
Yeah. Well, these scenes, when you look at the scenarios, some of them have one figure in it doing nothing, like
just standing
the
there.
Zombie is just leaning forward. A horrifically bad zombie with glasses on. And then another one is you have the what I believe is the Invisible Man getting out of a car. Okay, and there's gas at a gas station, and there's a woman. It's like a, what is that, 40s, 20s woman sitting on the ground, and he is awkwardly putting the gas pump in her mouth. And I thought to myself, what? I'm trying to remember the scene in The Invisible Man where he gas pumped a woman to death.
Well, this is part of my point, Eric. I was at this point, if you're just watching this movie and you're trying to engage with this movie, you are like, what did you think going on?
Yeah, what did you think of that scene? Were you I'm going to text Erik right now and tell him to F off.
Then there's just a guy who's like in a lumberjack shirt or something with a hatchet.
He's a serial killer.
A serial killer.
And he's supposed to be Jason from Friday the 13th, but they couldn't get the rights.
That explains it. Okay.
And here's the fun fact that you probably know, because you know every goddamn thing, just like my wife, which I love. Hi, Orsina, I love you. You're not going to listen to this podcast. You kidding me? My wife's going to be like, what? WaxWork? No way. Listen to The Shining. Kane Hodder does some of the stunts on this, and he is actually uncredited as the Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, okay.
And I'm assuming, because there's two that look like an awful version of Frankenstein's monster that are in it. Mm-hmm. I think it's the one painfully holding a live person in their arms for the shot that they need.
Right.
Shaking his arms are shaking.
And then there's the poor guy that the lumberjack is attacking, and he's on his knees bent way back, and he looks like we've seen this guy that's archetype of an actor before. He's got glasses and the hair. Yeah. He looks almost like little bit like Napoleon Dynamite's brother there, like that guy.
Oh yes, doesn't he have a mustache?
Yeah, but he's lean.
Fit.
But awkwardly, that actor has got to lean in that really awkward position, terrified. And I'm sure
you leaning. You're like,
I'm sure his thighs are screaming.
Oh my gosh.
As he's sitting there all day.
Yes, because you know it's a real person. And if you watch this movie, and we know what it is, you know that normally you'd see a serial killer going after a scantily clad woman, like in a white tank top or something. But this is some awkward looking guy. And we know because there's this. Why are we doing this? Like, oh, you guys, we might spoil it for you. Stay till the end. You got to hang on till the end.
We're about to find out. We should just talk about what we find out.
Say why it's not
But we're going to find out right here what's sort of going on. This is where the movie changed for me a little bit. Is China is looking at a diorama of, it looks like a Dracula or a vampire. It's bent over on like a staircase or something.
Beautiful staircase. With nobody else there.
Else there.
Its back is to the viewer. So the first thought is, why do they have this waxwork?
And then we cut to the other friend, Tony, who's been here, and he's lighting a cigarette in front of one of these things. And
cool, man.
The cigarette kind of drops and goes like it disappears. And I think that's how
the lighter. The
lighter drops.
Accidentally throws the lighter into the
diorama, and he steps through to get his lighter, but he's going through like a force field and steps into a whole scene. He's in a woods. It looks like he's in the woods.
Yes.
And there's moonlight.
Think of that effect? What did you think of the effect of the portal opening up and him going into?
I thought 80s, 90s. I've seen that blue outline. I've seen it a million times, but I did like
cool
is I'm like, oh, he's stepped through some portal. I didn't know that was where this movie was going. Was
Okay.
you step onto the diorama, and you're now sort of in the scene, the actual scene of what's going on.
What was your feeling, Art, seeing it for the
My
first
feeling
time?
was, what's going to happen next?
Okay.
And then you don't need this, but part of me's torn, Eric, because then Tony goes, "What is this? A hologram? Did I drink something? LSD? Wait a minute, I gave up drinking." What? It's like out loud.
Yeah.
He's going through everything that this could possibly be that he's experiencing.
Yeah.
I understand the director possibly wanting to go like, well, somebody who steps into this what would they think? And let's just have him say it out loud. But what I do like is his hair's now long, like as if he's in a period costume, and he notices it. He looks at his hair. He's like, what the hell? And that's what I think makes him think he's hallucinating. And he looks up and there's a cabin up on the hill.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you laugh? What are you
I'm
laughing
just laughing at that because you see this for the first time. I'm trying to vicariously live through you to remember how I felt about watching it the first time. And I'm so disappointed in myself.
Why?
Because I was when I watched it the first time in the 80s, mind you, I thought, oh my gosh, what? Oh, he just stepped through a portal. Oh, wait, he's in a different world. Having just no thought that, why is this guy expositioning to us? And why isn't he freaking out? And he's not, because I guess it's a comedy.
That's exactly what's going on.
Because
his whole delivery is like, I guess this. Oh, wait, I stopped drinking. That can't be it.
Did China put the acid in my drink again?
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, China, not cool.
Oh, we get to the cabin.
He goes up to the cabin and we get John Rhys Davies.
He opens the door and he goes, Indy.
This would have only been, this would only been like still like 6-7 years after that.
After Raiders of the Lost Ark, John Rhys Davies. Did he do The Lost World yet?
But he's a great character actor. He's really good. And right away you can see, oh my gosh, this guy's so good. Because in this movie, he's in the cabin and he's clearly unsettled and telling Tony, you got to get out of it. You got to leave. He's warning him. I
thought he said, Tony, toss me. Don't tell the elf. Did you think that John Rhys Davies in this scene, because listeners are obviously know who John Rhys Davies is. So is he trying his best here?
Yes.
To act?
Yes.
I think he's like, I've got to sell this.
He's a pro and he's giving them his all. I don't get the feeling that he's on vacation.
Do you think he was trying to emote, I'm not stretching here, Lon Chaney Jr., because he was doing things, because he's talking about, it's a werewolf scene. So he's talking about, the moon, it's too late. And when the guy goes to get wood, which is a waste of time, in my opinion.
Well, it's because we can't, I was thinking he's sending him out to get wood because we can't show a transformation effect. We can't.
Yes, but wrong.
Yeah, right?
Wrong.
That was my instinct, Eric, when I was watching
with his arms. He goes, and I thought, oh my gosh, I think that's what Lon Chaney Jr. did. I think.
Yeah.
Like he goes,
and then they do a close up on his hands on the bench. And I'm looking at all these cuts and them showing him doing these things. And then the guy going out to get wood to bring back. I was like, okay, they're showing all these things to suggest to us the transformation because they're not going to have enough budget to show us any type of transformation. So that's where my mind was going.
And surprise, there's some pretty good transformation here. He does say a line. Wow, we're talking about this movie. This is cool. The guy does say a line. He goes, I'll be back. I'll be back. And he goes, friends. We're friends. And I thought it's the director, writer trying to be like it's Frankenstein's monster, or is he doing a young Frankenstein? He's trying to do a callback for that. The friends. Fire back. I didn't. What the hell?
Yeah. Well, it would have been around, right? Would have been around the time of Young Frankenstein, right? Or something.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
maybe. No.
But it's unnecessary. Him getting wood. Why?
Yeah. See, I thought it was for practical reasons. I was assuming it was I said, he's going to come back and this guy will be transformed.
I think it might be a good time to point out. A good point to time out. A good time to point out. A good point to time out.
Yes.
I would like to time out from this movie for some of these scenes. But they apparently shot this in order, and the director's dad was like, don't, because if you run out of money, you're effed at the end. I'm trying not to say fucked as much. Effed.
Mm-hmm.
So just pointing that out, that this scene, they spent time and money on him getting wood and talking to himself.
Yeah, we're going to talk about running out of money because that's yeah.
So there we go.
But then a guy and his son are going to come in.
Yeah, because he turns into a werewolf.
Yeah, John Rhys Davies turns into a werewolf.
It's a pretty good looking werewolf.
It's a good werewolf. It's a good werewolf. You probably noticed, Eric, in the warm light of the fire and the cabin well lit, it doesn't look anywhere near as good as when they have him sometimes in a dimmer, there's like a blue cooler light he's in. That looks really good. Yeah. The makeup and everything looks really good. But when he's in the brighter light, I don't think it looks as good.
I think
it's
It's a haunted house situation where, for me, if you're making a haunted house, it's in the dark, but dress it up like it's going to be shown in the light, but then don't show it. And I bet they thought, this werewolf looks so good. Let's make it in really bright light.
Yeah,
and he has these like animatronic ears.
Yeah, I like these. I like this. I love this guy who comes in with the rifle. I like his outfit and his whole demeanor. Like, it seems, Eric, what I liked about it, this is where I'm intrigued with the movie. I'm like, it seems like you have stepped into a chapter in some ongoing horror movie, right? That's what you're meant to believe.
Yes.
You don't know,
because in my past, that's what I remember I liked about this movie. I thought, oh my gosh, they're in a horror movie. So thank you for bringing that back.
Yeah, it's like you've stepped into it and you don't know what's led up to it and who these characters are. Nope. But you're in the middle of it, and Tony's caught in the middle of it too. So these guys are shooting and they have a gun with silver bullets.
Yeah, Tony gets bit by the werewolf, but what I love is the guy that comes in with I'm assuming is his friend or his son, maybe. He's like,
I thought it was his son. That was
distract the werewolf while he tries to load the gun.
The distracting doesn't work out too well for this guy. No. Because the werewolf grabs his head, and I didn't expect this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he's crushing the guy's head, and an eye is like coming out, which we've seen. But then it digs its claws in or something to the top of his head, and then he rips the guy in half, starting at the head, all the way down through the torso.
Yes. Gore. Absolute gore fest.
It was really a lot. And I up to this point had no idea that this movie was going to do something like that in this way, in this scene that's sort of stylized like a 1940s werewolf movie. And I was just really, I was like, okay, I'm in for this. I didn't know that this is what the movie was going to be doing.
And Art, I push you forward a lot, and going backwards for this particular movie is a major mistake. But I have to point out that the guy that's trying to distract the werewolf hits him with a chair like a wrestling move. Right, see? I just wanted to remember this part. And the werewolf takes its claw and brushes off its own shoulder. And now I just went, come on. Are we okay? So we're back to comedy here.
Right. It's that weird mix because there are cool things here. Like I said, I'm now kind of intrigued, but then he's bit. Yeah. He's bit and the old man takes a silver bullet, and we're just starting to see a pretty good special effects here. He's starting to transform.
Yeah.
And I was like, are they going to show us another transformation here? It's everything in the face. It looks like the face is flexing a little bit, Eric. And right.
It's very American Werewolf in London-esque and The Howling.
Yeah,
It has not, so you can tell they spent money.
Mm-hmm.
on
Yeah.
it.
It's good. It genuinely looks good for the time, and it still works now. But then the old guy shoots him with the silver bullet.
Yep.
Shoots him, and we see that now what happens is, now that he's dead, Tony, this becomes the diorama. This scene of him shot and with John Rhys Davies werewolf over the table and the old man. Now we have a diorama of this scene as it ended right here.
And now I can say it, Art, and now I can say it, because going back to Invisible Man, you're like, why is he pumping gasoline in this person's mouth? And now you think, okay, the person dies. You don't know how they're going to die necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how this person dies. He gets shot.
Right.
So my thought starts to wander, and I thought, okay, what if he doesn't get shot in the cabin? What if he turns into a full werewolf, smashes through the window, and runs into the woods? And they go and they shoot him in the woods, and he's dead. What happens then? Where is the guy with the shotgun, Art? Where is he in the diorama? Where's the torso split in half? Where is it?
Because Eric,
Answer me!
I have to say, you of all people would know. I think if you had a diorama with everything we saw and the guy with the shotgun, that would be a pretty cool diorama in any waxwork. Like if you went in and there was like cabin with the guy, but the guy isn't there. Yeah.
What happens if you're outside watching this diorama and you turn your head and then this, whatever happens and the guy's returned? But what if the werewolf died somewhere else? What if this guy died somewhere else? You turn around and the diorama's now like in the woods and you go, what?
Yeah, it's got to be kind of specific because
he dies.
Because we're going to see in the next scene, we should move on to what's going to happen here.
Okay.
China's looking at, she thinks the vampire is kind of sexy in that diorama. She's
Get another quote from the movie. Ooh.
And
what are you doing here? What are you supposed to be doing,
She
Hanson?
voluntarily steps. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric. Is this where the rope drops for her?
Yes. That's another problem I have.
Yeah.
Is there something supernatural going on here? Because the rope drops on its own, but the other guy had to step over the ropes to get to the.
Or is our little German guy? Is he somewhere almost like Hervé Villachez in Man with the Golden Gun? Remember? Is he? They should have showed him going like pressing a button and the thing drops, right?
Or he runs in and goes and runs back out. Stop!
Yeah, so the rope drops in front, and so China steps into the diorama with the vampire, and she's in a castle with this huge production value.
Huge!
Big, like, it was soundstage or something that they're
beautiful.
This on. It was beautiful.
And she had a gorgeous dress.
Gorgeous.
White dress with little feathers.
The costumes are great. She comes down. It's like a dinner setting with all these women and then a couple of guys and the vampires at the end. Vampire is that very much getting the vibe of her outfit and him of a romance novel cover, right? They look kind of like a romance novel cover. Guy, not a good actor. The guy at the head of the table. The line.
Oh,
I was like, wow, he's a dud. He's all face. That guy. There's nothing. Unfortunately, yeah.
Was this guy? I didn't look him up. Was this guy Tarzan from one of the Tarzan movies?
Yes, I think he was, Eric.
Okay.
I think that good eye. I think you actually are right.
Is that Tarzan, the vampire man?
Yeah, I think.
I thought he was going to go sit down. Oh,
I think he. Yeah, so he's supposed to be our charming hypnotic vampire, and he's she's what I like about her performance here is she's clearly, it's that I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Like, I don't know. It's a little bit like I'm intrigued by all of this, and then they put down in front of her this bowl of bloody stuff in it. It's like red with like bits of meat and things.
Do you not like it? Oh no, I love steak tartare. That's what she says. And I remember being grossed out by this because we know that it's human flesh. And here's what we know, Art, that I have this thing about vampire lore, and I just don't like it when they start putting stuff in. Doesn't make sense. Vampires don't mow down on human flesh. They drink blood, and that's it. And all these people are waiting for her to eat, and then they all start mowing down.
Yeah.
And I thought,
it's nice visuals and everything. I didn't get it either. I'm like, are they... Yeah, it's more like a cannibalistic type of thing. But also, you forgot, Eric, you don't want the sauce.
The sauce.
And I'm actually delivering it better than that guy.
Yeah, do it. Say the sauce is the best part in your best Tarzan vampire.
Yeah, the sauce.
Go ahead.
He's like, you don't want the sauce. You don't want the You don't want the sauce?
You don't want sauce? What's the matter?
What's the matter? Yeah.
That was the
and
best
I'm like,
part.
come on, man.
The vampire should have done it like that.
I mean, you don't have to go over. You don't have to be like, you don't want the sauce. Like, you don't have to do that, but do something.
I would have preferred that he was
we need something.
Yeah.
On this.
And we know, you and I know something about these people, Art, that are the people listening don't know yet. And we're trying so hard not to spoil this movie. But we know something about this. And that leads me to think, well, what? So this is a person, technically, that might be an actual, like Dracula's real.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe they didn't go over the top. But I would have much preferred, like, what is wrong? You don't like this sauce? Drink it. This is my son. These are the girls. Welcome. I'm Italian now. Welcome to the place.
Now.
Eat the steak tartare is good. You don't want to finish? Oh, what's wrong? You don't like? I get the... Oh, hold on. I get the chef. Come here. She don't like it. No, I do like it. No, this don't. We give you something else. You want something else? I mean, really.
Oh my gosh. But so now she has to retire to her bedchamber or something that, like,
who's showing her to her room, Art? What's the name of the guy? Go ahead.
Well,
this guy is showing her to her room, right? But in Transylvania. What's the name of the guy?
What is it? I didn't catch it.
It's part of the German cast. It's Ludwig. I was like,
and also like the servants have the mustache. Like it's like this big. It looks like they're from the Wild West. They'd be the pharmacist in the Wild West or something.
Ludwig. Ludwig. We'll show you to your room.
Ludwig, we'll show you to your room.
Yeah. Hey, he's going to show you. Okay, I'll show it to the room. Which one?
But they bring her up this staircase, Eric, and then along this hallway. This is one of the shots, that I'm showing you from the thing. It's a big cathedral ceiling. You got a stained glass window along this hallway with these flowing curtains as she's heading to her room.
Yes.
I was like, what movie am I in? But I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm kind of enjoying the movie as much as Eric and I are having fun with some of the performances here.
Are we?
It looks great, and it is intriguing because you're like, what's going to happen? I like it when I feel in a movie, I'm like, I don't know exactly what's happening.
It's very typical that where the one hallway's got windows and they all have long curtains and they're all blowing. And he's got got a bunch of candles, live candles. And all I keep thinking of is fire hazard. Right. Or, he's like, stay close because he's German. Stay close to the candles.
You're like, I hope that $3 million budget included some insurance, right?
We're seeing a lot of the budget. It's
yes.
really...
Oh, yeah. Clearly
beautiful.
Here. Yes. And then she goes to the bedroom. He leaves her there and she's looking around. And then in comes, is it his son? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the vampire, the guy who was the head vampire at the table.
Luigi. It's his son, Mario.
It's his son. He comes in and he wants to
get a piece of the bride. Bad. Again,
he comes in because it's not. This is we're joking, folks, but this is good stuff in the movie. But he comes in and she's, obviously doesn't. She's trying to catch on as what's going on. He comes over, kind of sexy. He leans in for that vampire, going for it.
Kind of sexy art.
Yeah.
I was thinking this is the first time this guy ever had long hair and he's trying to milk it.
Oh my God.
He was like a big old nerd with long hair. Dad wanted you all to himself. And then you can tell leaning in, he's got his mouth is like this. So you can tell already he's got the fake fangs in, but don't show them.
Well, in the trivia, Eric, did you read that somebody broke their fangs? Like they broke the fangs and one of the vampires broke the fangs and they didn't have enough budget left, so they had to put chewing gum and stick them on their teeth.
They didn't have enough budget left.
They had to stick the things on. So she escapes and running down and
another stupid comedy bit. Like the werewolf with the thing, he reaches for her and he bites the statue behind her.
Yes, on the, and you hear it clink. You hear it clink when he bites the statue. And like you said, there's these little things like that where he does that, where you're like, okay, that's funny, but I was kind of vibing on this scene a little bit, like as far as the whole thing, this whole vampire thing. And then she goes down and she makes it to the basement. Another great set. Oh my gosh, Erik! I thought I was in like a Francis Ford Coppola movie or something, or it's this beautiful white tiled basement with a staircase, and there's it's dark at first when she goes down. I should say it's not revealed to us yet, and she hears down there her fiance.
Darling, is that you, darling?
Yes.
How does she know to turn on the light? Because she turns on like a faucet. What the hell is that?
Gas lamps or something? Is that what we're? Yeah.
Oh,
so China would know that because
because she's hip.
Yeah. But but once again, Erik, what I like about this is it's her fiance. It's like she's been dropped into this chapter. Like this is. These other people know, like, it's like this is an ongoing novel or story or movie that she's just been dropped into.
And you felt how about that? Were you going, oh,
I liked it. I like this. I'm like, okay, her fiance is down there in the basement, and he's like, does he tell her not to turn it on? I don't want you to see me.
Don't turn it on. And you see him and he's strapped to a table.
Yes.
And he's got one leg that's been stripped of flesh from the knee down. Very gory.
Going back to your vampire thing, are these vampires or are they cannibals eating people?
Art, listen to me. Car accident, movie deal, 4 days.
But I don't mind because it's a great visual. It's a great visual of him. It's like I said, a big white chamber tiled, and he's in the middle, and this bloody leg, so it sticks out in contrast with everything around it.
And it is very well done. It looks like a leg stripped of the meat,
or stripped of the steak tartare, we might say, because that might have been where dinner came. Now we know where dinner came from, right?
But they can't. When we talked about this with other movies, where you're like, should this have been a comedy, or should they have really tried to make this something else? And this is where they just are like, let's just be funny. So it's all about him with his leg.
I was gonna say, Erik,
it's all about
I don't know what to do with this, because as she's coming down this, I even sent you a screenshot of the scene.
Beautiful shot.
She's coming down the stairs. It looks incredible. She's trying to get him off this gurney, right? And then the sun comes down. Yeah,
there's a rat. Oh, get it off! Get it.
A rat chewing on it. This is the comedy of the scene, which maybe this was intentional, is that this guy's leg that's been gnawed off, right? A rat chews on it. People throughout the scene, people accidentally hit it.
Yeah,
they fall on it. It's always he keeps going like, ah, It's like his leg, like Erik was pointing out, is the source of about 5 jokes in in this scene. But it's not. It's hard to convey if you haven't seen the movie. It is in this gorgeous set, beautifully production designed, great cinematography and costumes.
Yes.
But yet they're popping that in, these little these jokes.
Yeah.
It's really a tough mix, like you said, Erik.
Yeah.
I don't, but it does make you think that, like, is this movie better if they try to be serious? Do they have the budget to sustain this kind of seriousness?
They have the budget to have a door that looks like a freezer door. Why it's in Transylvania, whatever it is, 1840. I don't know, but there's a person frozen or something. There's a face in that door. And I thought,
Yeah.
they actually spent time
Yeah.
and money for something that is completely useless for that scene.
And this is where I want to point out, Eric. I mentioned to you, we should point out to people listening, and you're not gonna. This is probably you're probably gonna think I'm crazy.
I do.
This is an Academy Award-winning production designer on this movie.
Yeah, and you can
won the Academy Award for A Room with a View, and I believe it.
You said Room with a View. What did you do? So, and your resume here says you did Room with a View. Yeah, I did. And this other one here, WaxWork. Yeah, WaxWork. You know the star of Gremlins? Oh. Should I see that?
Star of Blame It on Rio.
Here's some stills. Let me show you some stills.
Correct. Yeah. But, so the vampire son comes down and she's fighting him. It's actually not bad, but then they'll fall on the guy's leg and he's screaming. And I think, Eric, the director's thinking that's funny, right? Or are we supposed to think that that's...
Somebody thought it was funny and necessary for this otherwise very cool scene. And
yeah,
there is a vampire fight, and she's dispatching all the vampires, including the son, with a set of carving steak knives, I guess, right? I have 2 of those in my house. And she puts the cross, makes it a cross to his head, and he explodes.
Yes. Right.
What?
Yeah. And then the vampire brides that we have in all vampire movies come down, and they're all and they're attacking her. And I love that they love to show this angle. They show it several times they'll show all 3 of them coming towards the camera, like converging on the camera. Like, it doesn't make sense quite visually, but she dispatches one of them, throwing them in the wine bottles. There's like a wine bottle shelf, and the wine bottles come through the vampire's torso, and the corks pop as it comes through, and the wine bottles or the champagne bottles are spewing out champagne.
Cautionary tale, Art, that if you have a wine cellar, those champagne bottles are wicked sharp. Yeah. You got to be careful.
I didn't expect that. But am I like, oh, the cork, it's like a steak, right? The corks from the bottle. That's what I'm thinking.
What are vampires made out of paper mache? What is going on here?
It looked good, though. It looked good. It was done well.
Yes,
but it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Why are all the vampire brides in every movie? They suck at fighting, except for Van Helsing.
Oh, I haven't seen Van Helsing.
What?
No, I don't think I've seen it.
No.
I don't think I've seen it.
Art. Oh, no.
You're like, now I'm going to see it, aren't I?
Oh, listeners. Oh, gee. Let us know if you want us to.
So she gets out of there. You know, she dispatches the brides.
All of them, yeah.
All of them, yeah. And she gets out of there. She gets up, and then she's going to encounter our Dracula again on the steps. We're starting to recognize the diorama setup.
Yes, and she's now, her dress is now almost a completely different color. It's kind of pinkish from the blood, which I thought was, they're really trying here, but at the same time really failing with the stupid jokes, because the writer is the director, and the director's like, no, we're keeping this in.
Yeah, and so she's on the steps. He's leaning over her. Now we're seeing him in the, like Eric pointed out, he was alone on the diorama before, our vampire, leaned over in an awkward position, but now we see he's about to bite her. She's sort of in recline on there. And
And now she's in the scene.
She's in the diorama. That's the diorama now.
However, I think her dress is white now, Art. It's not. Yeah.
I didn't notice that trick.
Yeah. She's not covered in blood anymore. So I need to think, what the hell happened here? Because what if she died? What if the vampire brides got her in that tile room? Would we have the tile room? No.
And also her hair, by the time she sort of succumbed to him, her hair was all like wet and like she was like definitely like in a romance novel or something. Meanwhile, we cut back and Sarah and Mark are they're the only ones left.
Yes. Where'd everybody go?
Yeah. But
Deborah is a king.
Sarah's transfixed.
Yeah, I say Deborah, but yeah, she's
Deborah.
looking at
the Marquis de Sade.
Marquis de Sade. Who's
just Benedict Cumberbatch he looks like Benedict Cumberbatch or something, right?
Yes.
And long hair.
In a couple of good movies, this guy.
Yeah.
Right? He's been in good movies. And I forget what they are now, but I think I looked him up. I'm like, oh my gosh.
He's a good actor. He's good in this.
Is he?
Yeah. No, he's not bad.
He's not good at standing still, that's for sure.
No. We can clearly see it's a human on this one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. But she's just transfixed.
Oh, she likes that Marquis de Sade.
Yeah.
I forget what she says. I didn't write this one down, but like I've always wondered what leads someone to, it's not exactly the line, enjoy this so much. Hint, hint, hint.
Yeah, right. She's clearly into the pleasure pain type of stuff. It's a little, and he said, what did he go? I don't know, society, something. He tosses off some lines, and it's like, I think, it's not good, but they leave, they get out of there. They're like, well, we can't find them, and he's worried. Mark is worried that China's gone off with Tony.
Yes,
I think that's what he thinks.
He asks our little butler guy, and he's like, the butler guy goes, she left with the other man, and then he goes, they seemed loving very much. I mean, they seemed loving very much. They seemed loving very much. Why did they take us out of the wax museum?
Well, this is where I was confused too. Right at this moment, Eric, I was confused because like I said, what I thought was the wax museum was going to be, I thought it was going to be more of a slasher film, and we're going to spend the rest of the time in the wax museum. Mm-hmm. And then we got these dioramas, and I'm like, oh, each person's going to go into these dioramas. And then all of a sudden we're leaving. Yeah, I'm with you. That was my exact thought, was why are we leaving the wax museum? And it's really kind of filler for the next little bit. It's the football player that liked China, that China was, we're going to go back to him.
Skip.
But I do have to say, Eric, his performance, he goes to the telephone booth, and there's a guy playing a harmonica.
Why?
Next to we see the jock. We get the feeling it's okay. It's at nighttime, and he wants to see China, and he goes to a phone booth because back then, no cell phones. You got to go call somebody in a phone booth. And as he goes to the phone booth, there's a guy with sunglasses, his age, playing a harmonica, and he walks past him, and the guy plays the harmonica through the whole scene.
Well, they used to all play harmonicas because they didn't have cell phones. They would all have a little harmonica.
Right.
You know,
so
if you're a listener, fine. Watch this scene because of the harmonica. Oh no, but God.
Also he goes into the phone booth and he calls, I guess, who is he calling? Her friend? Her mother? I don't understand what this town is and what this thing. He calls it. He says, where's China? She's out. He goes, party at the WaxWork, huh? And he slams his fist onto the side of the phone booth. He's so mad that China's at the WaxWork.
He's very angry. Is it because the whole film?
He is.
It's character development. Oh my God.
And then we're cutting to he's at the WaxWork.
Thank God. Here's a fun fact. Are you ready for this? I don't know if you remember this jacket. I may have worn it, but David Warner, who I think you're right, only worked for 2 days. He's wearing a smoking jacket, right? I had that smoking jacket.
Oh,
so
the same one.
Big budget move because I bet they shot all David Warner stuff at the end when they had no budget.
Yeah, because here, David Warner wasn't there to show our other people through the WaxWork, but the jock is going to come in and he's gonna go in, and then David Warner's going to surprise him in there, right?
Yeah, and he's looking he's paying attention to now the Phantom of the Opera, which does not look like the Phantom of the Opera. It's a different mask, and this is where they couldn't get the rights. It was supposed to be Jason Voorhees, the hockey mask. And he was supposed to be looking at that, but instead he's like, that's the original mask from Phantom of the Opera. And what I
Like
love
this
about
guy
David
would have known the
Warner, he
Phantom of
goes-
the like this guy.
Yeah, David Warner goes, they made a movie about Phantom of the Opera. He's like, yeah, a bunch.
But I
we
think,
don't
does he say the
know
curse
anything.
of the opera? Does he say the curse of the opera? He doesn't even
cool.
say the Phantom.
I don't.
But David Warner then just pushes him into the diorama.
He just pushes them. So apparently you can force people in there.
Yeah. It's not like you have to be lured in. He just goes whoop, and the guy goes zip.
All right,
and he's in there.
Here's where we know, Art, that there's 18 dioramas. Some of them are filled already.
Mm-hmm.
So what is taking so long? If you can push anybody into the diorama, why wouldn't you just push anyone in there?
Right. Yeah.
Like, would you like to come over for tea? Oh, by the way, push him right.
At the beginning, was it at the beginning when the mom was talking? At some point, we learned that there are 13 people have gone missing in the region, in the area. 13.
13 plus 6 is
13 plus. Wait a minute, we're over now.
All right,
but at some point, they say 13.
You're a liar.
So yeah, I think so.
There's 18.
But anyways, David Warner, after he pushes him in, walks away and says, "They'll make a movie about anything these days." Yeah. And he kind of looks at us.
He goes
when he says it. He does a good job of. It's not quite breaking the fourth wall, but it's meant to break the fourth wall. And I'm like, oh, David Warner, you're such a pro. You're a pro. You know what you're doing.
And here's what we discover, because it's very important to the movie, is when he pushes him in, no time passes.
Yes.
So we don't know what happened to this guy, but he appears as a police officer in a stupid position on the ground while the Phantom of the Opera is still playing.
Yeah, it's
so
weird.
What happened to this police officer, and why is it a police officer?
Yeah, so we learned that, like, say when China went into the Dracula exhibit, that would have she would have went in there and boom, she would have just been in that position.
Yes.
We wouldn't have the time. There's no time passes.
Okay,
on
Art,
the
it's
outside.
switch it up time. Are you ready? Switch it up. Wink, 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 wink. Ready? Okay. So this guy, the jock, goes into the Dracula set. China goes into the Phantom of the Opera set, right? Mm-hmm. I can see that maybe China stereotypically would be all of a sudden what's the woman's name in Phantom of the Opera?
Christine. Yes.
So she's now a dead Christine. Our jock goes into the vampire set. Wait a second. We got a much better scenario going on, I think. I would have loved to have seen switch up. Mm-hmm. Like, he goes in, he's like, and what is he wearing when he goes in?
He comes down in that dress that she's wearing.
Maybe. Or they have to switch it up. Like, all of a sudden the scenario changes and they're like,
don't forget the sauce.
Don't forget the sauce. It would have been much more now. They're all at dinner.
But we don't get to see that. We don't get to see what happens in the Phantom of the Opera thing. It's just quick.
No,
it's
thank God.
Gone. And I thought, oh man, are we now not going to see things now? Did they spend all the budget? This is what I'm thinking right now.
Yes. Originally I said thank God, but what I mean is thank God, because I wouldn't want to see that guy in another scene. But yes, why not, which they do in a lot of movies, why not show us what we want to see instead of showing Godzilla fighting other monsters on television, right?
It's got to be budget type stuff,
on television. Right? We're watching Godzilla fight a monster and it's from somebody's POV on television. It's called Godzilla King of the Monsters. So why don't we see the Phantom of the Opera? Why?
I don't know why we don't see any of that. Did they not have the I don't know, the rights or something? I don't know. They clearly were going after rights, but I think it's budget. I think they didn't have time to, and they just want to get us to know that certain things. But we're just going to cut real quick back, just as a plot point. Mark and Sarah.
Yeah.
He's dropping her off at her dorm, I guess, at night. No kiss goodnight, though, because she likes him, she says, but not. I'm looking for something else.
Yes,
that's what she says.
I'm looking for something else. And
I'm looking for something else.
In my notes, you're looking to get whipped and dipped, girl. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a little leather.
And we're gonna come home, and because this, like you said, we have a lot of different things. We have the German angle covered. Now we've got to do some. We got to see the housekeeper is working on Mark's essay.
Another favorite scene of mine where it's like, okay, you're doing comedy. Great. Show me this. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I don't.
And they're going to 10. They're going to 10.
They're going to 10. Yep. What's she doing, Art?
She's got an outfit on that looks like she's from from a village or something like that. She's got sort of half on her head. She's got some sort of a kerchief, and she's going crazy. This isn't what she says, but she's like, Dios mio, like I can't, she looks like a skit from Saturday Night Live where they show like a Spanish Mexican television show or something where they're over the top, and she's working on the essay, and she's got books and crumpled pieces of paper, and he comes home and he's talking to her, and she's like, oh my God. And then they have him take the essay and read the bad English. That he reads the bad English that she's written on the test and on the essay. And I'm like, come on, man. Even back then, you're like, why
would he give her 60 pages, so 2 essays, knowing that she speaks English as a second language, she's going to fail? What I'm missing in this movie is what she said. I feel bad that I didn't try to look it up, but anyone who speaks Spanish, please just translate it for me, because I'm sure it's hilarious and it was probably improvised. But yeah, it's like, I think dictators are very bad or some stupid shit like that. But it was the scene was funny because she was struggling with the fact that she has to write this punk ass white kid's essay or lose her job. And she's like, son of a bitch.
I know, but funny part. But I thought at the beginning you got to treat, even though they work for you got to treat them with kindness, and they're all people. Yeah. But yet he's forcing this poor woman to write a 60-page essay for him by the next day. It's really, it was so.
Yeah.
Just one little note. We cut to the bleachers. Yep. I know you're like, Art, why are you spending any money on this?
Do we give a shit?
Only because the 2 other friends who left the night before are there on the bleachers.
Oh my God, they're back in the movie.
They're back in the movie. And did you notice the guy's giving his girlfriend, the girl, a massage? And he's giving her this hard massage on the shoulders through the entire scene. Like,
he wants to get laid, Art. He wants to get.
I know, but I was like, these actors. I hope this actress got along with that guy, because I was like, he was really needing the shoulder muscles.
And you brought it up, Art. So also China is getting kneaded at one point on the bleachers. Yes. One guy's massaging her foot, and it's not her boyfriend.
I know. They're
very close. This group.
Yeah. This.
Yeah.
And so now we're gonna meet. We're gonna meet. We're jumping into a whole other movie here. We're jumping into a new movie. We're gonna meet the detective. We're gonna meet the detective, Eric. Yeah, we're meeting the detective.
What is it? It's a Mel Gibson. It's a Mel Gibson movie now. All of a sudden, it's Lethal Weapon. Terrible.
His hair, he's got the scruff beard. He's got a
full beard.
And he's got but his outfit, he's got the shoulder holster, and a badge and a name tag. Like he's got like everything you can imagine, and he smokes
incessantly.
Like, yeah, he looked like something if you were watching like a Key and Peele sketch, right?
Right.
The guy that would be the detective in like a Key and Peele sketch. That's what he's like. He's slamming his hands on the table like every sentence, and he's got 2 cigarettes going all the time.
It was very reminiscent of the Fright Night. If I ever see you in here again, I'm throwing your ass in jail forever. It just
because we should say Mark has come to report people missing, that they had gone to the waxwork, and
And the detective's like, get out of here. He, for no reason, doesn't believe him.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just introducing his character because we need him for a scene. And Eric,
are we about halfway through the movie at this point when this guy shows up?
I didn't mark how far we are in this one at this time, but
all of a sudden. So here, I will say, Eric, as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, what is this movie? Where are we going? And then I thought to myself, that was it. we just saw that, and the police aren't going to help him, so he's going to have to go do it.
And we're done. And we're done.
I thought the police officer was gone now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We bring the police over to the waxwork, and then we see David Warner wearing what? What?
David Warner has been out on the polo grounds or something, right? He's been out. Yeah. It's a totally white outfit with a bow tie and a sweater. It's a sweater vest type of outfit with a bow tie.
Does he have the freaking shoes? The what do you call them? The not white wing shoes.
Yeah, that's what he steps out with the wingtips.
Oh my gosh!
And the camera sort of glides up him.
Oh, he's just a cute older man.
David Warner, legs for days.
Oh
Erik.
My god! And here's just a fun trivia fact: is that Zach coming into this scene, he's wearing. And I looked at it again just to see if it was worth knowing this trivia, but he has his shirt tucked in for this scene, and he was pissed off at the director because he says he looked like he ate 17 cheeseburgers.
I read that. What? This was the director commentary years later. So that clearly stuck with him.
And
so David Warner, I just love the way he just underplays everything here.
Nope.
He just Nope. He's like, oh, amusing. Okay, yeah, come on in.
But we think he's from another time. This scene is just, okay, come on. So he takes the cops in. They're like, no, there's nothing going on here. Get out.
And Zach Galligan is going crazy. He's like, are you going to swallow that shit?
Yeah.
And the detective matches his energy. Hey, look, I told you to shut up, and it's terrible. Yeah. And so the detective, he takes the detective back into the waxwork. I guess they needed David Warner for this scene. This is what they're going to spend. Apparently. He takes the detective back. I do like the detective starts to light up a cigarette, and David Warner just casually takes it out of his mouth.
Takes it out and breaks it. Yes.
Breaks it. Yeah. Throws it down.
Yeah.
And
this is where the detective comes back after looking over the fact he's seeing that he remembers the faces that were in the waxwork from the missing people.
And the missing people.
Back.
But at first David Warner tries to push him in. Yeah. Remember? David Warner tries, and the detective's kind of like, I liked it because it's like we saw David Warner, that happened before, but David Warner tries it, but the detective's like, hey, what gives? Yeah. But really, it's an Egyptian scene. It's the mummy scene. Yeah.
He really likes the mummy. What an awful display. Because the mummy's standing at the sarcophagus. It's a terrible looking mummy.
It does.
Did
you
notice?
Bad.
Yes, right behind the mummy, and they shot it like this. They didn't even move the camera. Right behind the mummy is one of the jackal pharaohs, with the huge ears. Right behind the mummy, and the mummy looks like he's the Easter bunny of Egypt. It's just a sad.
Yeah, it did look like a display, Erik. That if you went to it. Like you went to it, you paid the money to go into a waxwork, and you were like, "Oh gosh, this is sad." Yeah. Like you imagine it have dust on it, like it hasn't been changed in like 15 years, right? Yep.
Do you notice how I tried to skip 3 scenes, Art, and we went right back to the frickin'?
I know.
I'm trying.
But the detective goes back, like you said, and he enters the scene. Yes. He enters the mummy scene.
Yes, but doesn't he get pushed in?
Does he? I forget actually how he gets in there.
Yeah, but who cares? But it's actually a good scene. I enjoyed that watching it the first time. How'd you feel about that scene?
This is what happens. Remember, this is because I guess the diorama of the Dracula is complete. You can just step up on it. You can just step up on it.
Yes.
Yes. So he sees the detective. So everybody, sorry, we're just to let everybody know, the detective goes back because he's suspicious. And on the diorama, he's looking at the diorama of the Dracula where we know China's been turned into a wax figure. And he goes up, and I kind of like this. He chips away at her cheek. And he scrapes it, and it's almost like wax or something's coming off. And then there's something underneath, but it's not bone or skin. It's like muscle or something. It's like,
So he knows that there's a person under there.
Yeah, he's chipping
the wax.
And he chips
House of Wax.
You're right. So he chips off a piece of it and puts it like in a plastic bag.
Yeah. And a not great, going back and forth with the budget here, not great special effects makeup on that. they look so real, but when he's scraping the wax,
Mhm.
she looks like a cheap wax figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, that's important. All right. He finds out. He's like, oh no.
Yeah, but is it important? Because does he know?
No, it's not
does
important.
Because he's about to be taken out of the story by Mummy.
Yeah. What did you think of that scene, the mummy scene?
Well, it's funny. We were making fun of the diorama,
Mhm.
but then he steps into the scene once again, and it's pretty good production value on the scene itself. It's a sarcophagus area, and like we've said up to this point, the detective steps in and he's in an ongoing scene. He's stepped into a chapter in this movie or book or play, and there's a guy trying to open up the sarcophagus and move the lid. There's an incredibly attractive woman who's in this scene, in the mummy scene.
Nothing.
I don't know. She does nothing, and I don't know that she has many lines, if any.
Nope.
But she's and so the mummy comes to life in the scene and starts wreaking havoc. And
what did you think of the mummy, Art?
The
sarcophagus opens up. Do you have?
Well, there's two mummies, right?
Yes, but do you have Christopher? Do you have Christopher Lee as the mummy, or do you have Boris Karloff as the mummy? No. Do you have any of those cool makeups? No. They do. What was that? It was like goopy face, dumb shit mummy.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. And it made me think, and the mummy also, the mummies weren't actually that imposing or big. They kind of looked like regular people.
Right.
And so I did start to make me think, because I don't think I've seen the mummy since I was a kid. But here's the thing. How do the mummies kill? Just with their strength, Eric? I'm trying to remember. Yes. What are the mummies? They just beat you to death, or?
They kill with their hands usually, but sometimes, with a good sized shoe, they can do some damage with their feet.
Yeah.
Don't know if you know that, but mummies can do a stomping.
Because I was like, oh, the mummy's scary, I guess. But I'm like, I guess he just attacks him. But this mummy then spits some black goo into a guy's mouth.
Stupid.
I didn't know if that was supposed to kill him or something.
No, they did a nod to the original, because the mummy comes up to the guy that's the fictitious guy, and he stabs the mummy with this spear. Which happens a lot. The mummy's like, and pulls it out generally. But this mummy just gives the guy a bear hug and does adventurer shish kebab.
Yeah, and then hawks a loogie of black goo onto his face.
On his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he then the skull of the other guy. He steps on some random guy's head.
Squashes his head, and then he takes the woman and throws her into the sarcophagus, where there is another mummy that grabs her, and so she's in there, and a snake's going on her, and our hero
mummy
and the detective gets picked up, and he gets thrown in there too, and the mummy takes the lid and puts the lid on top.
But how is he dead, though?
Well, I guess they suffocate over time.
Over time, not immediately. So does this diorama take a long time to happen?
But in our world, it wouldn't. No matter when he died, it would be like instantaneous.
Production value, a snake, right? They took the time to put a snake in there, and all I kept thinking was, asps, very bad. Like, where's John Rhys Davies when you need him?
Yeah.
And you mentioned, not that we noticed this a lot, but you mentioned that the woman was very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice when she was cowering, it was the most awkward position for her to be in with her outfit?
Yes, so she had to cross her legs in an awkward way, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, she didn't. She wasn't sitting like a heroine. She had her knees up, and it was a semi-crotch shot of whatever she was wearing underneath, like knickers or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, they just wanted to show this woman's garters.
Yeah.
They're like, no, sit like that.
Now, rumor is from the people who listen to the DVD commentaries that this director-writer is kind of a horn dog.
A little bit, but no nudity.
Yeah.
No nudity.
Yeah, but some
as I like to quote from past experiences with you, not one boob.
Yeah. And then you're going to get a little bit of your favorite character here, your short guy here. Because the detective's partner's waiting outside, his partner who's dressed like Miami Vice, right? He looks like he's right off the set of Miami Vice.
Big role for him. Big role.
Yeah, he comes running in, and our big, tall lurch guy kills him. Like, yeah.
Snaps his neck, yeah.
Yeah, snaps his neck, and he drops on the floor. And then, I don't know if you have any more helium, Eric, but the guy...
out. I am out of helium.
Yeah.
So is Lurch or Lurch wannabe, Lurch adjacent?
Yeah.
It seems to me like it's David Warner's son.
Well, because this is the scene I was talking about earlier that has like all this emotion in it for these guys. He seems very David Warner. What the hell did you kill him for? Like, this is the most emotional David Warner gets during the movie.
He is, and he's generally upset.
He's upset. He's like, we could have used him in a diorama. Now he's no good to us, right? And the Lurch guy starts crying. He starts getting really upset. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
oh.
A very good actor all through emotion, no words, no words.
And then David Warner sits down next to him and is like, I'm sorry I shouted. So we're watching this like little scene between these two. It is that funny thing, Eric, of like, at this point, I'm like, where is this movie going? Am I now invested in David Warner and this guy? But it's just a little scene.
I swear to God, the director saw Young Frankenstein and said, what can I steal from this? Because it's very much Gene Wilder going to Igor. Like, I'm sorry I shouted.
Meanwhile, while all this is going on, Zach and Sarah, Mark and Sarah are up in the attic.
Yes.
It doesn't look like the attic his house. It's a good attic. Like, I liked it. But he finds an old newspaper with...
Why are you laughing?
No, just the headline on the newspaper.
Yeah.
Horror Lord Murdered from an old newspaper. Horror Lord Murdered is the headline.
Lord of Horror.
Yeah, that was the headline.
Yeah, apparently his great-grandfather collected a lot of horror memorabilia.
Yeah. But Sarah finds another book in there.
She does.
It looks like now we're suddenly in the never-ending story or something, Eric.
Art, I was just about to say, it's not even in my notes. I was about to go, never-ending story. Atreyu!
Well, one of the set designers worked on Never-Ending Story.
No.
Yes.
So he probably threw that idea in because it has nothing to do with the story.
Well,
the book is glowing.
The book is Marquis de Sade's writings, and it glows. She opens it up, and there's the glows on her face, and
sweating. She's all sweaty.
Yeah, she gets all like hot,
sweaty. She's dripping. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mark is over there reading about his grandfather. And they read it. The story is, they stole all these artifacts from his grandfather. 36 artifacts.
Yes.
The numbers in this era, we're going to hear 18 later.
I couldn't 13 sit with people. 36. I couldn't sit with it because I knew there were 18 dioramas.
Yeah.
So I did a deep dive into this fantastic film that I loved when I was in high school. But I also loved Earrings with a Giant Sword.
Yeah.
And Parachute Pants. So I researched it and I found out why there's 36 items.
Okay.
So there you go. Do you want to know?
Do we need to know later or does it come in later? Or
no, I guess we don't need to know it now, but we do find out that the butler at the time is David Warner from how many years ago? 50?
Yeah.
He hasn't aged.
He hasn't aged at all because they see the picture in the newspaper and it looks like they just took it on the set when he was.
They did. Like, we got 2 days. Snap it with the bow tie.
With the bow tie. Just in case we didn't know, David Lincoln is his name in the movie. That character. Yeah.
So we're realizing that this David Warner stole 36 artifacts from the guy.
Zach's grandfather.
Yeah.
So they have to go. They're going to go over to talk to his Mark's godfather. Who's Lord? He has a title, Eric, right?
He does.
This guy. Yes.
I can't remember what his title is.
Lord Wilfred.
Wilfred, yes. Sir Wilfred, yes.
Lord Wilfred.
Here's another phrase that I'm sure you love. Chewing the scenery.
Oh, yeah.
This guy is chewing up the scenery, playing the piano really well. And I guess if you love movies, you'd be like, oh my God, wait a second. He's one of the Avengers. He played Thor. He was Thor. No, wait, he was Captain America. Not that Avengers, right? Yes. What's the name? The Avengers, the two Avengers. It was from the 90s.
This guy's name.
It was a 60s television.
Oh, John
show.
Steed was his name
John
in
Steed.
the Avengers.
And
yeah.
they redid the Avengers. Like, I don't remember when it was. I forget who it was, but yeah. So this guy was a very well-known and well-respected actor.
British, once again. We're just having them fill out all this stuff in the movie. But he's in a wheelchair, this character.
Oh, we have to point it out. Ready? Hello, Mark. Sit down, dear fellow. I know I am. I'm like, why do we have to know he's in a wheelchair? He rolls it out.
Yeah. So this is where we're going to get answers here, because at this point in the movie, Eric, we really want to stop for a lot of. Now, I mean, he's doing the best. He's trying to give this a lot of color for it. His house. This is where I'm like, the budget is running out on this movie, right? Because
apparently
this looks like just somebody's normal house, but they found a lot of stuff to put in it, like art, like stuff from Africa and things. Like, you can see the effort they're trying to put into this guy's house, but I'm imagining with more budget, you would have had a really cooler place he would have been in, right? Like with lots of cool things hanging around. It would have been a good set design.
Yes.
Here, they're kind of having to do this, I think, very quickly. This might even be the director's house.
That would be art. That would be great if it was.
I don't know.
Okay, that would be amazing.
So,
here's what I can tell you, Art, if you want, because he explained it right here.
Because I was going to ask you going into the podcast, explain to me what's happening and what's the plan.
Okay. So here's the deal, Art. Here's what's going down: is there's people who worship the devil, right? So they want immortality or whatever they're going to get. So what happens here is the grandfather, who is not a devil worshiper, was collecting these items. And these items, there's apparently 18 items from the most evil people on the earth. So, right? So 18. So we get to 36 because not only do you need an item, not only do you need an artifact from the person, you need a piece of where they lived in order to create a portal, which is the set. And so then recreate it, Art. You have to recreate it. And the only way to do that, obviously, would be with a wax museum.
So the diorama needs some item from the evil person.
Yes.
And then also some item from their dwelling or their abode. Their actual abode.
Yes. And I do also want to point out that they're specifically saying, because there's 18 dioramas or 18 sets, 18 of the most evil people. Okay, now you're with me. Oh my God, what? 4 days, Art, 1 car accident, 4 days, 1 concussion. So, just so we're clear, that a plant from Invasion of the Body Snatchers qualifies as one of the most evil people, even if it's a being on the earth. And that means the Mummy is real, Dracula's real, Cobra Man is real.
That creature that was in the circus.
It's Cobra Man is officially the title. Also, baby from It's Alive. Or is it the mother? Because in that scene, there's freaking 2 people. It's the mom and It's Alive baby. So was the mom one of the victims?
I don't know. That's a good question. The baby,
apparently the invisible.
The baby
man,
looks pretty evil though.
So the baby is the evil entity. So the mom must have been. Wow, I'm really jumping.
And also, this isn't a movie. I noticed the dioramas don't include any dictators because this movie spends a lot of time on dictators and how evil.
It's only supernatural. Like Hitler's not in this diorama. I would be very surprised. Like you come in and he's like, what was Hitler's sidekick there? You come in, Goering.
Like Goebbels or something?
Yeah, Goering or something. You come in and it's Hitler and he's like, there you are, Goering, come here. We have to go over these things. And then the Americans come in and they shoot. Nothing like that. You don't get anything like that.
No, Stalin or anything like
Nothing.
that. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
the mummy.
Yeah.
The mummy.
It's
the Snake Man. Cobra Man is one of the most evil beings, all right? So David Warner makes a pact with the devil to do this, but not for immortality.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at all.
No.
So there you go. That's the story.
So the idea is he's almost got it. He's almost got all of the 18 dioramas complete.
Yes. Now we can go over that because there's so much to talk about in this awesome movie.
Because he needs 2 more. Is that it? He needs 2 more.
Gosh.
At this point.
Yes, 2 more.
Yes, he needs 2 more.
But how long has this been going? How long has this been going? Is David Warner going from city to city and rebuilding the waxwork, or was this waxwork here in this city?
Because you're right. Because they said there are like a lot of people missing from this area. So it's not like something wicked this way comes, right? Or something where it shows up in an area and then or needful things, right? We think about that where like suddenly it appears in this area for this time period.
Okay. So let's do a Black Mirror episode instead, Art. It's 42 minutes. He has a grand opening. He invites 100 people. And he takes the ropes and he says, everybody can go and touch the characters. Go ahead. It takes 15 effing minutes, Art.
Yeah.
And we're done.
Because the idea, right, is once he gets it all done.
Yeah. They supposedly come to life. They'll come back to life with their victims.
Yeah. The victims get a free get out of death card. They just get to come back. Yeah.
Not the other people in the scene.
No.
I think.
No, those people, no.
This is where it gets a little cloudy, Art.
Yeah. Well, this is, car accident, Eric. Like you said, car accident. So they gotta go. I guess they're gonna have to go and help out their friends because but is there? I guess there is. They didn't go over if you break the spell, maybe you get your friends back, or I guess you gotta cut it off. Yeah, you gotta cut it off.
Yeah, he's like you have to destroy the waxwork, especially for the ones where people haven't.
That's right. Because then it breaks the chain. Yeah. He said that'll break the chain.
Otherwise, Art, it's the end of the world. And I want to point out that the 36 people, because they all have dates now, apparently, can now
plus ones. It's plus one.
Plus one. Hi, I'm a harbinger of doom. This is my plus one. Cobra Man, good. Who'd you bring? Oh, I brought this guy here. Like the little it baby. That's their plus.
You can park to the valet. You can park my circus cart over on the
right. The woman's doing a little pram for the It's Alive baby. But they're supposed to take over the world, so that means they have unbelievable powers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Got it? Mm-hmm. All right. Good. So unbelievable.
I don't really think of werewolves as taking over the world. And by the way, the most evil people. So in the werewolf diorama, Eric, what is the most evil person in the werewolf diorama?
John Rhys Davies. Oh, no.
We didn't know it. John Rhys Davies is the most evil person.
Right? I am destroyer of the world. What?
But I mean, there's... Yeah, it's no.
Because a werewolf is cursed, not evil.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So they gotta go. They gotta go to the waxworks.
What do they bring, Art? They gotta burn it down. They gotta burn down a giant Gothic building. What do they bring?
Well, they bring just the small size, Eric.
Yeah.
Not even like a big for a barbecue. Like you get the lighter fluid. Not even like a big can, where you chunk. They bring the small can that you use for hibachi. Like if you had a little hibachi,
they were going to have a cookout at the mansion. And then he's like, Mom, I'm taking these 2 things of fluid. Okay. Yeah. It goes like that. The little one, that's what they brought in a paper bag and a couple of
the Invisible Man, Eric, had more gas to shove down that woman's throat. They
Right.
have to burn down
They
the whole
should
wax
just wait
museum.
for that set to come to life, and then they just light the gas tank, and the whole place is gonna go.
Right. And then we're seeing though that she's not over her little fascination with our old Marquis de Sade.
She's not.
Mm-mm.
No, she's still sweating. She's sweating.
Yes. Yeah, they like getting the women sweaty in
This
this
woman in
this
particular,
movie.
super sweaty.
Yeah.
It's almost an issue. I think it's a medical issue she has. It's like, it's so hot in here. Oh
It's
my
almost
God.
like remember those old airplane movies where somebody's stressed
Yes.
and the sweat is just
Yes.
goes pouring down
That
out of
was
there.
right. But they're at the there is the I guess Night of the Living Dead display with one awkward, it looks like a zombie nerd in a dumbass position, and then the
Yeah.
Marquis de Sade.
It's not the Marquis de Sade. Yeah, so she's gonna go into the Marquis
On her own.
just
And then we
steps
get
into it.
This
She's really into this.
what
And this gets weird. Like weird. I don't want to kink shame anybody in the audience, but this is full on BDSM fantasy type of stuff. It's like you wouldn't even this wouldn't even be something that would play on like Cinemax. This would be like a weird video that somebody would like. I don't know. It's like it's not like Erik said. There's no nudity, but it's women that are light. Like it's a period piece.
Where does it take place, Art? Where is the Marquis de Sade? Où est le
Here,
Marquis
I
de
don't-
Sade, Art?
Yeah, but
Wait
it's
a-
not. Well, these guys all have
Paris?
regular. They talk like regular people,
Yes,
except for the guard
except
who
for
speaks.
the guard.
The guard.
But that's later. But this set is pretty good, right? Do you see the value
It's
lessening or not?
Well, it's okay. Yeah, it looks. It's okay. Like it serves a purpose, but the scene is basically she's let in. So Sarah's gonna be let in, and she's vibing. She wants this.
Yeah.
This we should be clear to people listening who haven't seen the movie. She's not scared coming into this situation. She is not like, oh my God, they have whips and they have everything. She is would you say bosoms heaving almost type of a thing? Like she is
anticipating something happening.
Getting hurt.
Yes.
Like
and
getting
not
hurt.
at all struggling.
No. She wants this.
Yeah, and they're tying her up to this thing, and she's also in a French, the wigs and stuff. And the guy that's with the Marquis de Sade is apparently this is like a show that they put on where he's like, I'm going to whip this person, then you can have your way with her, and then I'll whip her again until she's dead. And the guy is saying these lines, and I changed the line for you because he's saying things like, so supple, so whatever. So all I could think of was that cigarette commercial that they use in cartoons too, where he should have said, so round, so firm, so fully packed. I would have died if he said that because they're making so many jokes. Except for this scene, there's no jokes in here.
No jokes in here at all. And the thing is, it's like she's getting whipped, okay, by the Marquis de Sade. So now I think I read that they were intending to have it be bloody on her back. They were intending for those wounds to be a little more. Yeah, like they weren't. But you can sort of see lightly that she's. Yeah. But I think the original intention was she was getting whipped, and you would see it. And then we get to a point where he's whipping her, and this guy that's here for the show says, "I don't want anything to do with her sexually. I just want you to kill her."
Well, because she won't break.
Yeah, she won't break.
And he even kisses her. The Marquis de Sade kisses her, and she lets him. Yeah. And he's like, "Now you will die.
You will die."
Fixing his.
He takes out. Yeah, Erik, I'm so glad you pointed that out. I had that too. He's like flipping his hair all the time. This guy, God. and he takes out a bigger whip. Now I did feel a little bit like we're in some sort of like a police squad movie, Naked Gun movie. It's like, he had a big whip originally, and it's like, give me the big whip.
See, this is where comedy. This makes me think the director's a little pervy. The comedy would have been, hand me another tool. And they hand him a feather.
Oh, sort of like Raiders, where he gets that thing and he makes it into a coat hanger, right?
Yes.
Remember in Raiders, he has like, it looks like nunchucks or something.
But he gets a
he
feather,
uses it to
like a big ostrich feather, and he's like, not the feather, you fool. That would have been, but no, they're very serious, and she's doing a great job in the scene.
And I'm like, oh God, she's going to die, and she likes it. She likes it.
She likes
yeah,
it.
I'm like, so it does make you think, like, here I am in this silly, this horror movie, right? Vestron Pictures horror movie. Vestron Pictures, biggest hit ever, Dirty Dancing, just for your, was Vestron Pictures. Fun facts. But I'm like, now sitting here contemplating, I'm like, so she's willing, this is how she wants to go. This is how Sarah would like to go, is being whipped by a sexy man.
Yes, and they all had, because this is so important, because, the movie is just like The Shining. It has so many layers. All of the characters have some desire or admiration for the particular scene. And she has this thing, which seems to be a little bit of a problem. She likes... You know what I'm saying? She likes the rough stuff.
Oh, we need the big creature from Neverending Story to come into the scene now. Like, flies in.
Saves her. Betrayal.
But meanwhile, out in the scene, Mark is, like you said, we got our Night of Living Dead scene that's supposed to be. Yeah. The diorama itself is not really good. But I will say... he ends up falling into that diorama.
He gets pushed in.
He gets pushed.
By Lurch and
the little guys.
Hans. And I think they pushed him in. And I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but I think Hans goes like that with his hands and then goes.
Yes, with his head when he bows.
This guy, I love him.
Yeah, and he goes in, and then suddenly here we are. Good production. The cinematography, everything, you feel like you're in a 60s zombie movie.
Yes,
you feel the black and white, the contrast is right. They got a great set design looking up there with the light coming through and the zombies are coming over everything. And they even do a cool effect with a hand getting severed.
Dozens of zombies coming out of the ground.
Yes.
Let's just make sure we know that. But which zombie is the most evil zombie? Where the hell is the glasses zombie? Where is that guy?
The glasses.
Because the main character right now is that freaking cool severed hand with a Rolex.
Yeah.
Right.
And I guess they filmed it backwards so that it looked kind of cool, flipping. Yeah. He's trying to get it off his arm and his hand, and the thing's flipping around, and it's really cool. I like the effect.
Dead.
Evil Dead. Totally, that's where they're taking that from. But it's great. He's got to deal with this hand, and he gets to the gate of the cemetery.
Yep.
And the hand, how does it get impaled on the fence?
He
how does they
locks it up there? He jumps up and slams it, or something like that. He slams it on, and it's like,
so the hand's stuck now on the pointy of the fence. Now he's realized that, because what did his godfather tell him? Lord Wilfred told them, like, if it's not real, is that it?
He kind of figures it out. Real. He finds he can't get through. Bloom, bloom, and then he goes, wait a minute. If I don't believe it, it's not real. And then he says something which happened to other people. He goes, I was forced in here. I don't believe any of it, Yeah. So he's able to escape.
He flies out, but it's quick in and out, because he flies out, but Lurch and our little guy are in there, and they try to grab him, and he ends up in the Marquis de Sade. He jumps out quickly into the Marquis de Sade scene.
He does like a forward roll.
Right. Now, I should say that we're going to see in a second, Erik, that, well, I'll leave it. I'll leave it for now. But this is where the budget's going to start running out.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. But he goes into the Marquis de Sade scene, and now suddenly he encounters the guard who the guard speaks French.
Yes, Art, I've been taking some French lessons, and I've turned a corner. And I spent way too much time on that scene listening to what he said in French. Here's what he says.
Yeah.
He says, Qui es-tu? Qui fais-tu ici? Fais ce qu'on dit. I think is correct. And he says, who are you? What are you doing here? And then he says, do as you're told. And it's all accurate French.
Good. Well, they did layer earlier, remember, with China earlier? And she says, you don't even know French.
Yes, but
remember that
he's
scene
the
earlier?
Only French person in Paris.
Yes. So then he dispatches with the guard, right?
He does.
And then we get a quick scene. He peeks into a room where there's a couple of women, very attractive women, one with a weird sort of skirt that comes out.
Yes.
And I guess these are ladies in waiting. And they don't give us any information really at all.
It's the director going, I need some hot women in this scene.
Yeah. And they got
into it.
They're all into it, and they're making jokes about, I guess that's how you virgins, but none of them are dead, and they seem to be treated really well.
So
they're in this thing.
Problem is that does that mean that doesn't make our final girl interesting because she's also into it. They should not be into it. They should be terrified. Like, oh, he's gonna.
It's all it's all really weird, but it's just that scene is just there, and that's where I'm like, oh, the director is a little bit of a horn dog, and he's like, oh, on the set today we'll have 4 women that are really attractive and in these outfits,
not even
just hanging around on
no
the set,
boob,
maybe.
not a boob, no boobs,
no
even a place for boob. There's no boob.
But then he goes and breaks up the he's going to jump in and break up these festivities that are going on with the whipping.
Yeah.
Right?
And this is where we find out that, you can't be harmed by the characters.
Yes.
The Marquis de Sade tries to shoot him. Nothing happens.
Tries to whip him. Tries to hit him with the...
him.
Yeah. Because he's basically saying, this is where a little bit where I was like, oh, okay. So the big thing in this movie is if you don't believe it's real, suddenly nothing can hurt you. And I'm like, where are we? What are we talking about here? This seems like something on Nickelodeon or something. Like I just,
and it didn't have to be that. I just think because probably budget, maybe they thought, well, we can't make him fight Marquis de Sade and get out and stuff. So I thought, yeah. But she didn't want to go.
No. But but what makes her go is what I was thinking is he says, look, see, why don't you whip a guy? He's kind of making it about like, oh, you're a tough guy because you beat and whip women. But what are you going to do? This is what Mark is saying to the Marquis. What are you going to do when you have a real man? I think that's kind of the implication. And then the guy tries to kill Mark, and like we said, it doesn't work. But then I'm looking, and then they kind of cut to a shot of Sarah, and she's watching, and I think this kind of makes her go with Mark because it's a spell broken, and are we supposed to think the spell is broken with the Marquis here?
But she had the spell beforehand. I don't get it. I think she likes it, and then maybe I don't care.
Yeah, but they're gonna go out, and they get to the edge of the diorama.
They get out.
And I have to say that and then he leaves, and the Marquis like, we shall be meeting again. Like some big, and then the music is swelling. It's like a weird sort of music, and it's swelling, and
But they're out. They're out.
But they're out. They get there, but he has to give. It's like the reason I'm bringing up the music swelling is it comes to this emotional moment where they're at the edge. And he has to give this big speech, like, if you believe, we'll be able to, if you want to leave. And they're like making it like climactic.
Right.
They're making it like climactic that they're just going to go out of here.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile,
could have been a musical.
What happens?
It could have been a musical.
Oh, my God.
They could have been right there.
You could totally make a WaxWork musical.
If you believe that you can get through this portal, if you believe that the Marquis decides a jerk. Yeah, that would work.
This would be the part in like Act 2, and it's already like you've already been in the theater for like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Can we make a
plus the
musical
intermission? But this would be the part where you'd be like, all right, another song. Okay, another song.
Well, you know what? You can be a backer for Art Hennessy and Erik Rodenheiser's new film, Waxwork the Musical. We're going to start.
I could see it. I could see it. We could do this.
We could do this.
But they get out, and then they're suddenly their two friends show up. Their two friends.
Well, they're captured as soon as they come out.
As soon as they come out, they're captured, but they cover their mouths so they can't say anything.
Yeah. David Warner, day 2, his probably second day of shooting. He's there. He's back.
It's there. And their two other friends who didn't go to the wax museum before, they're back.
The throwaway
they come
characters.
in, yeah.
Chainsaw and Glitter Girl. What
Glitter Girl. She always have that glitter. Yeah, I don't know their names.
I don't.
Gemma, yeah.
Because she's all Gemma.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gemma. And they show up, and they're looking at the diorama. Nutty Zombies from Hell I noticed was written on one of the...
Why? Why couldn't they just come up with a name that might sound something like it was a zombie movie? Nutty Zombies from Hell? Is it starring Jerry Lewis? Is Jerry Lewis the zombie? He's like, "Oh, lady, gonna bite."
And then another set says "Demons Rule" on it. Did you notice? Like, I don't know why. Yeah, but
it's the glasses from Nutty Zombies. It's an artifact. That's one of the artifacts.
Is the glasses?
Glasses. Can we spend another hour trying to figure out what all the artifacts are? Was it? Oh my God,
we should have thought of it.
Oh man, we don't even know.
Yeah.
It's the
Is the gas can the artifact from the Invisible Man?
Right, or the car?
Yeah.
With the snake, Cobra Man? Cobra? What did he have?
So she gets pushed into the Marquis de Sade. Gemma gets pushed into the Marquis de Sade thing.
And instantly...
he goes into the Nutty Zombies from Hell.
Yep.
So we know what's going on there. And instantly, like you said, Gemma's splayed out like we saw Sarah earlier.
Yes.
And so, but that's it.
Answer me this.
Yeah.
God damn it. Because our listeners want to know.
Okay.
They kill you. You have to die. So, Nutty Zombies from Hell, he's sitting there. He's not dead.
He doesn't look like he's dead.
Eye missing, but he is not dead.
Yeah.
Okay, werewolf guy, dead. Girl with gasoline, because you know how the Invisible Man loves to kill people by making them drink petrol.
Famously.
She's not dead.
Oh my God. Why? That petrol can is floating towards me.
Why? That car is fueling up itself. And the Cobra is attacking the guy who's grabbing on to the bars of the Cobra thing because he's got to hold on because he's a real actor that has to pretend he's frozen. He's not dead.
No.
What is going on?
Well, we don't have to worry about it too much, Eric.
I'm worried about sweating more than the character in the movie.
Because that's it. We got the last two.
Yep.
Marquis de Sade. Those are the ones, they're filled.
Yep.
So all 18 dioramas are complete.
Let's just go over a few of them, Art.
Okay, let's go.
The most evil beings in the world.
We should say they're starting to come to life.
They're all coming to life.
They're all coming to life.
Including their dates.
And their victims. Their victims or dates are coming to life.
All coming to life. But only the other characters that were all in the what do you call it? The day players? No, they're not around. Right? So one zombie, I guess, right?
Yeah.
One zombie who we never saw in that scene. So we got the zombie, we got Cobra Man, we got the Visible Man, we got some new characters that may not have seen.
Yes. There's one, Eric, right? It's like an alien with like eyes down either side of its face.
Yes, an alien, which shouldn't count because that alien is not from this planet.
Right.
So
he's not one of the most evil people in the world, right.
Unless he was hanging out here, unless he got a visa card, he got married, and he lives in Canada. Who knows? But an alien. What else you got, Art? Do you see anything else?
The baby you mentioned earlier.
It's alive.
There's a baby. Mm-hmm. The hand from the zombie exhibit is running around.
Yes, but that doesn't. Okay.
No.
Does the hand get a free pass?
I guess.
It's like,
because the hand was on the diorama, right? It was up there.
Was it?
After the friend Sword Earring goes in there and gets in the diorama on the gate. I think the hand is up there, but that doesn't make sense.
This is the director, not staying in the hospital for long enough because of the concussion. That doesn't make sense. Is it the freaky zombie? Is it the Jerry Lewis zombie, or is it the hand? They can't both.
I saw the serial killer guy in there with the flannel shirt on. I saw him.
Mask. He looked like Paul Bunyan. I thought Paul Bunyan was one of the most evil people for the longest time. I'm like, oh no, Paul Bunyan, John Rhys Davies.
Right.
Evil. Who else you got, Art?
Let's see.
Don't you look at your notes. You just tell me.
I know. I can't remember them right out the bat.
I know from memory.
Oh, you do?
You got Phantom of the Opera.
Well, of course.
Yeah, you got Frankenstein's monster, which looks nothing like any Frankenstein's monster, right?
Yeah.
You have Voodoo Guy.
I do have that in here.
Voodoo Guy.
It is like the Ooga Booga type of guy, right? Like, and
Voodoo Guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on there?
He's one of the most evil men in the world.
Okay, Jack the Ripper with the world's fakest mustache. This is where they were like, shoot, we're out. Go down to Spirit and get one. See if is it October? Go to Walgreens, see if you can get a mustache.
Well, this whole scene, this is where we should say they're out of money. They're out of money for this whole thing. Out of money.
Yes, because that's what happened, and I love what they said about this. Is we're out of money. We're going to have to do a pub fight.
Yes,
it's literally.
It's an English director, I think, and I think that's that. We should say to people, the original. I don't know if you read about this, but the original conception was they were going to be jumping into these scenes and in and out of these dioramas. So suddenly in the climax, we were going to get to see, like we've seen these scenes as we've gone through the movie. And as you can see, Erik and I are always like, oh, the production value is good and these are cool. And so we were going to get jumping in and out and crossing into all of these scenes was what they intended. Yeah. It was actually going to be it sounds actually fun and cool, and that's like what they wanted to do.
That's why Art WaxWork 2 Lost in Time.
Okay.
They really tried.
Okay, all right.
And the director's like, you know what? I'm going to do that. We ran out of money. I'm going to do another movie. We'll just do that.
So in this, we're just seeing it is clearly they have no money, and I think they have no time either, Erik.
Nope.
Because it is just people fighting, running around. It's a crowded set. It doesn't look like, and they're just shooting the camera at things, not framing things. The sound design is just the smacking fists and things.
I want you to picture this instead.
Yeah.
So you got the waxwork, right? But it's it's a bar.
Right.
So all these rowdy, evil characters are at the bar, and Patrick Swayze's had enough. So you got Patrick Swayze punching the shit out of Dracula. Roadhouse and Waxwork come together.
But we should say the cavalry's coming, Erik. The cavalry is about to appear.
Who the fuck are these people? The door opens, right? You got Sir Wilfrid decked out in apparently a wheelchair that he had hanging around just in case.
With camouflaged armor on it.
Not only that, but it looks like a camouflaged armor wheelchair version of the Batmobile.
Yes.
That's what it looks like. I can imagine the production crew going, what are we going to do? He can't just come in a wheelchair. We put him in a wheelchair. Well, let's check out the wheelchair. Well, what do you got? I got some foam core here and some paint. Oh my God.
And yes, he has a whole crowd of people where I guess are they part of some secret society of horror lords or horror masters?
Right.
I don't
probably meet once a month on a Tuesday at like a hotel. All right, horror lords.
Yeah.
Anybody find out about missing artifacts? You know what?
They show up so that now it's like you said, it's like a fight movie in a Burt Reynolds movie, right? Where all of a sudden they're like, the thing goes up.
Yes, a lot of punching noises. And he says, which is apparently very important to the remainder of the movie, he's like, "You've got to kill them all and let not even one can escape or the world will be," what does he say, "contaminated like in 3 days." Or the amount of time we had David Warner on the set, that's how long it'll take.
Because we should say It's completed. The plan was completed.
So
we were told if it's completed, that's the end of the world.
The end of the world.
That's what we were told that.
Unless you've got Neighborhood Watch on your side.
Right. So now.
And who else is there? Oh my God, who else is there, Art?
What do you mean?
Jenkins.
Jenkins shows up. Yes, Jenkins the butler is there as well.
He's a member of the group.
He's a member of that crew. Oh. And so Jenkins the butler is there.
But that's it. He's the only other character.
And there's like a diorama, Eric, the nursery diorama. And some guy gets his throat ripped off and the blood goes across the wall of the nursery diorama. So now there's fighting going on all over the place. There's and you can't tell the difference between who's fighting. That's how chaotic and crazy this is.
And there are supernatural beings fighting.
Taking punches.
And throwing punches. Here's what I missed out on. I would have loved to see an entire scene where Cobra Man is, throwing down with another person. Where's that? We didn't see that. Oh my God. But also apparently Zach is thrown a sword. This is from
and he can use it.
Grandfather.
Now that I could believe that if he was rich, maybe we should have seen a scene earlier with him just fencing or something. I don't know.
Is it a magic?
But also Sarah's good too with stuff.
Kicking ass.
Sarah starts really kicking ass.
You know why? Because she likes pain. She likes to receive and inflict pain.
Right.
I do want to say again, in case you didn't hear that, is it a magic sword? And I think it's silver. Money. But that sword can kill any character.
Yeah.
Like they stab the zombie. There's no supernatural stuff. The voodoo, the witch doctor, whatever that guy is throwing punches.
Yes. It's basically a fist fight. And China's alive off the diorama. She comes in. I do like that she's got the chip on the side where the detective had peeled the chip off on the side of her thing. Who takes her out? I forget who takes her out. Zach does. I couldn't remember if Sarah took her out.
Who knew, Art? Who knew that this podcast would have so much?
Well, Eric.
We are moving on because I need answers. And I need to know when they... Come on, Art. When they go in the diorama and they come out, they have a memory of who they were? Because she's like, nah, and she also sucks at being a vampire, Art.
Yeah.
She gets killed right away. And then there's this dramatic moment. Who gives a shit? He goes,
with Gemma.
She's not who she was. She died a long time ago.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, Gemma? Good. I have that down here.
What are you talking about?
She's been dead a long time, he goes. And then he goes, come on, we've got battles to win. Yes.
Grab a bottle.
I was like, what? And do you think they said just make it up, guys? Do you think they didn't have script written here and they just said make it up?
I just think they were like, we got to be done by 10 p.m.
And then Gemma comes back and says, You afraid of me, Mark? You wanted me all along. Take me. And then she screams at her. She goes, take me. And Mark goes, take this. And he blows her away.
And she dies. But she's the Maki. She was in the Maki Desad.
The Maki Desad one. So I was at this point, I hadn't read anything yet. So I hadn't done any research. So I was like, I honestly was like, this can't be how they planned to do this end.
Did you really think that? Like, what is with?
I'm watching. I didn't know what was going on, and then Jenkins dies.
Yep.
Stiff upper lip. Stiff up. But here's the thing too: is the butler, the tall guy, Lurch, is sitting over the side, and they keep cutting to him, watching this, and he's giving expressions. He's giving expressions to the butler dying scene.
Yeah. But he's dying too, and he's just like, oh.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to be Art. There's a whole backstory here. He didn't want to be part of it. His father, not aging. He doesn't know how. He's probably got, ADHD or something. He's just not. He can't. He doesn't know.
And this is where they start going off the rails, Eric. The baby gets thrown into something, and the baby goes, ah!
a sconce and they shoot it.
A sconce.
Dead.
The baby's like, yeah, it's like,
Dead.
And then the vampire turns into a bat.
Okay,
And
supernatural powers.
It turns into a bat, and they're using like a handheld camera at just regular level. Like as if I was holding it, if people could see me, I'm holding it just below my face, and they're going around to people, and people are going like, oh, as if the bat's flying at them. But I'm like, wouldn't you want to just put that camera up a little higher? Because, okay, let's compare this to the opening of the movie, Eric. You said they had money. When the two girls first approached the waxworks and they walked up to the gate, we had an overhead crane shot that spun and turned and came up, like followed them from overhead and craned up. And now we have a bat flying around and they're doing a handheld camera at head level.
Yep.
I was like, this is, yeah.
Right,
And then the bat,
because,
Eric.
That's because the crane was back at the rent-a-center. They had to return it.
Yes, right.
What happened?
And the rent-a-center is like, don't even step foot on our premises.
Yeah.
Until you pay
what you owe for the first time. Yeah.
Right. But so the baby is crazily, and then the bat, somebody grabs the bat and the bat says what, Eric? What does the bat say?
The bat says it? I thought the guy with the gun says it.
Oh, I thought the bat said it.
Art, I would love it if the bat said it. Wouldn't that be great? No, it was a Dirty Harry type of guy. And he just pointed to the bat and said, "Make my day," and blew Dracula away.
Drew blows the bat up. Yeah.
I just love the incredible buildup of these evil characters. And you shoot Dracula with a Dirty Harry quote, he's dead forever.
Yeah. And then we swivel over and they're going to drop somebody into the plant. Yep. Our short guy. Yep. Our short guy. They're going to drop him into the plant, and the plant says, right before they drop him in, says, "Feed me."
Just like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You know, the plants, they used to say, make up your mind. Make up your mind.
Yeah. So they drop him in, it says, "Feed me."
Yes. And
then
we get it. What's her name?
Then we get
he picks him up.
Sarah.
And she says,
yeah, Sarah picks, Sarah is.
You little bastard, and throws him in. And here's the interesting thing is that when you see the things come to life, an eye for the horror movie is when the plant opens up, the woman that was lying on the ground comes up out of the plant. So you're like, oh, Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
But then nope. No, it's Audrey 7. Again, the musical right there.
Yeah.
Throw me in the plant. I don't want to die.
And for those of you who think this is, how are they going to end this? We're going to have a sword fight. We're going to have a full-on swashbuckling sword fight between Mark and the Marquis de Sade.
Yes.
Yeah.
And backstage, what we want to point out is this movie, I don't know if you know, Art, is about waxworks.
Yes.
So, but do we ever really do anything with wax except for the face chisel? No, nothing.
No.
So, but back behind the scenes is a vat via House of Wax, bubbling wax.
And in case you didn't see it,
yes,
the soundscape of the entire rest of the movie has the bubbling of the wax under it. Like the bubbling, you hear the blah, 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 blah,
yes.
blah.
And we got a sword fight because you can't have it on that set. And meanwhile, the set all of a sudden is coming down like I'm trying to like the Mummy, where it's like the whole place is coming down. It's one of those that everything's like a mind. It's just all coming down.
And so David Warner is here.
Doing what?
Remember him? Like, remember David Warner? Because, you know,
who is
in a movie
standing over?
But he's
who is David Warner? There's a dead body there, and he's like over it. And I thought, is this the lumberjack? Who is this guy? Who was it?
But David Warner is here, but Mark isn't going to have his final confrontation with a sword fight with David Warner.
Nope.
He's going to have it with the Marquis de Sade, because I guess the Marquis de Sade was going to take his woman. I guess that's what we're supposed to think.
But also David Warner's like, it's 9:30. 9:30, I got to be done by 10:15.
Seriously. So David Warner is just sort of up on a balcony watching the proceedings, I think.
Yep.
And and they have a sword. They have a full on choreographed sword fight with like falling down levels and things like that.
It reminded me, Art. I was in what's it? Oh, you saw it. You didn't get. Did you get to see me in it? It was I Hate Hamlet.
I saw. Yeah, I saw you in that.
We spent weeks choreographing a fight, and I was watching these two guys, and I went, "Oh, did they get like 3 hours to choreograph?"
Right.
It was not.
But it was long, is what I'm saying. There was a lot.
Long.
It was really long.
Why does the Marquis de Sade get a long death scene and Dracula gets blown away by Dirty Harry?
Right,
Why?
right. And like I said, I think they're supposed to build it up as he was the rival for her.
No.
But I want to point out that it is scored. This is all scored to the $6 Million Man music almost. It sounds like, right? The soundtrack sounds like a TV show from the 70s.
Yeah.
And Marquis de Sade gets the better of Mark and has him pinned, and David Warner goes, "Kill the wimp."
Kill the wimp. Was he labeled as a wimp throughout the movie? Never. He hasn't been a wimp this entire time.
I know.
And then he does a Caesar thing with a thumb.
Yes.
And I thought he must be making this up. And how does he? I want to treat this like every movie, Art. So I need to know, does the Marquis de Sade know the David Warner character? How does he know him? He doesn't know him. Why is he paying attention to David Warner? He'd be like, who's this bastard up there? You know,
well, there's a lot of weird lines, because then like the Marquis de Sade is like, school time's over. That's what he says.
Over. Instead of saying, "I will now show you pain,"
yes,
and it will give me pleasure. School time's over?
School time's over.
How does he know he's a college student? Yeah. That would have been awesome if he said, "College boy."
It was like, what? All these disconnected, like, kill the wimp, school time's over. I'm like, did they just pick stuff from drafts of the script? Oh, that's right. He wrote it in 3 days. So there are no, it's not like it's not like they developed this for 5 years.
4 days.
Yeah, 4 days.
Car accident, hospital. 4 days.
But Sarah's the one who gets the marquee, and Sarah gets the Marquis de Sade
with a wimpy axe in the back.
Yeah, axe in the back. Did she get it from? I guess she got it from the serial killer guy.
Well,
right?
It was a small axe. This is where I was thinking budget, because why wouldn't we want to see Marquis de Sade thump right in the head?
Right.
No, he gets a little axe in the back, and he's like, "Oh, he wouldn't die."
No. Yeah, I mean, imagine if she whipped him to death.
Oh,
he's cowering in the corner, and she's just.
Oh my God!
It was extended, Eric, for like 5 minutes. She's like,
that would have been awesome.
But she's kind of getting off on it too.
Yes, they must have been treating this like it was the 48-hour film festival. I discussed that before. They're just like, guys, we got to wrap it up. Well, what if she whips him? We don't have time for that. That art.
Yeah. So, like I said, bubbling of wax is underscoring all of this, and then David Warner. What was that gun that he had, Eric?
You know what that gun is, Art?
What is it?
Guessing, and they didn't have time to elaborate.
What was it?
This is the weapon from the Alien. It's the Alien's laser pistol. How the fuck did he get that?
But it shoots.
Like, thank God I have the Alien.
It seems like it shoots regular bullets.
But when you look at it, it looks like it's from Mars Needs Women or something.
So I thought when he pulled the trigger, because now we've crossed into planes, that it would shoot a ray or it would shoot. But no, it shoots bullets.
Oh my God.
They have the squibs going off.
Because he gets shot by Wilfred, right? Wilfred comes in and saves the day.
Lord Wilfred comes in and Lord Wilfred gets him, right? But then
it is a good
what's
scene
great
with
is
David Warner.
he has a long death scene. But what is good is the gun keeps firing while he's dying.
Yes.
So it sets up this situation where Zach Galligan might get shot after David Warner's pretty much dead. So it's like squibs are going off all around Zach, and it's sort of like an extended death scene. I kind of like that idea. I like that concept.
Yes, I like that he was shooting the laser while he was dying.
Yes, and it kept going.
Yep.
And then he falls off, and we have the bubbling wax. He's going to fall. A terrible stunt double for David Warner, the guy who fell off the thing into the bubbling wax.
It's such a waste of David Warner. And I'll point out that our final girl is sweating still. She is super sweaty.
Oh yeah,
in this scene.
And then David, so everything's all good, Eric, because why would you frame the shot to show us that it's the end? Why would you frame the shot with Zach Galligan as far to the left of the frame or whatever as you can possibly get him, or with the bubbling wax thing right sort of behind him, occupying the other third of the frame? That's how I would frame it if it was the end and we didn't have to worry about anything. Right?
Yeah. For some reason, we need this next shot.
Yeah.
Like,
because
David Warner, we got to do some makeup here. We got to do something really bad. Remember the gore. Remember the leg. Remember the awesome transformation
at the beginning
of the werewolf.
Yeah.
Jump scare. David Warner. Terrible wax, like burnt. He looks burned by the wax, but
he says, "Would you like a closer look? Would you like a closer look?" And I was trying to immediately remember, is that something his character said earlier in
he said it to the detective. You know, the main character, the detective.
But like, it wasn't like a catchphrase he had, or it wasn't like he said that a few times.
No, because he probably said, the director's like, hey, why don't you say this? Would you like a closer look? Remember when we said it last time to the detective that you almost pushed into the, what? Why?
Yeah, that's his, And why haven't, I don't know that you need to have him say anything at all, to tell you the truth. I don't.
Here's where I'm over analyzing. His throat is filled with hot wax. So why didn't they make him go? Nothing like. He just comes up like he's fine. Would you like a closer look? No. Yeah. All right, back in the vat then. It's just,
Does he go back in the vat, or does Sarah get him? Does
he goes back? He's dead. He just comes out.
So he's dead.
Stupid jump.
So Mark didn't kill the Marquis de Sade, and he didn't kill David Warner.
So technically, the hero is our final girl.
Mark killed Gemma.
Mark killed a lot of people, but
he didn't
kill the.
No, but I mean, like, we're gonna see Mark kill Gemma, but we're not gonna get to see Mark kill
No, he fails. Thank God for Sweaty Girl.
Yeah, seriously. And Lord Wilford.
Yeah, but Lord Wilford, I remember watching it for the first time and I went, why? Why did they do this?
Lord Wilford isn't going to make it out of here.
No.
Yeah, he's going to get it from
the werewolf.
The werewolf, right? Yeah.
Werewolf comes behind him.
Almost like Cabin in the Woods. Remember, the werewolf comes back to get somebody in the end of that movie.
Yeah, but this werewolf was a little more flexible because when it grabs Sir Wilford's head, its nails bend back. I just like, oh gosh. And it rips his head off. He's like we did it. Bleh, gets killed. You know why? Right. Because we can't use him in an end scene because we'd have to pay him.
Yeah. So I'll ask you once we get there. I wonder if does he make it into he can make it into the sequel, Lord Wilford. I guess,
good God. You think I'll tell you who's in the sequel.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're done here because they get out, but then they light this set on fire.
The whole thing's on fire.
They light it on fire. It's on fire, and then they have several stunt people on fire in these dioramas. Yes,
everybody's on fire.
Yeah,
and they're really it's real fire.
They're really on fire. Cool, they're really on fire.
Let's leave it at that.
Doing this podcast, I have to say, Eric, I don't think we appreciated when we were younger. Because I don't think they light people on fire as much anymore like this. I don't.
Oh, around here
I see these old movies, and I'm like, these aren't huge budget movies, and people are like on fire.
On fire, yeah. Yep.
In these movies.
But it was great. It was great fire effects, and then they escape. And they're the only ones who escape.
Now we're out of money at this point.
We are out of money. All right, we got nothing left. What do we do? Do you still want to show the place burning?
Yes, sure. We have to, Eric. We have to. They have to. We don't have to. Eric, the audience needs to see the place burning.
You know what? Perfect timing. Orsina, get over here. Don't you give me that face.
I gotta go to rehearsal.
Well, too bad. If you see a place burning up from the inside, right? It's on fire and everything. Oh, great special effects. When you escape the building, do you need to look back and see the building burning, or do we know that it's been burning? Or do you want it? You'd be like, nope, I want to see the whole thing on fire. Or do you just...
You mean like for cinematic purposes?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, for cinematic.
In real life, when are you going to go into a burning building?
You have to see it after you've exited.
You have to see it, but there's no budget left for that.
See what I'm saying, Eric?
There's no
See what I'm
budget
saying?
left.
I know we got no budget, but we got to show. We got to show the mansion.
All right, well, go off to
we have no money.
She's in Mystic Pizza, the musical.
Actually, Eric, hold on a second.
What? What?
I know he said no money, but I just found like $1.75.
Oh, wait.
In my pocket.
Okay, do you have any, you got a blue screen?
Yeah, I got a blue screen, but I have the cover from the box for Clue, the game Clue. It has a mansion on it.
Oh, cool.
And what I'm thinking is if we cut out the windows
I'm loving this,
of the mansion and we put it on a thing.
Yeah. Oh, we
and
can
then
bend it a little, bend the cardboard. Wait, we could do this.
Yeah, we could do it. And then if we put it like do you have a fireplace with like a glass thing in front of it? And then we could maybe put that in front.
I don't, but my aunt has one. She lives she lives down in Van Nuys. We could go.
Okay.
How awful was that?
To his credit, when I read about the director's commentary for this, I didn't listen to the director's commentary, obviously. The director knows this is bad. He regrets that it's in there, and I don't know that he made any excuses for it or said why he felt like they needed to keep it in the movie, but it makes him cringe when he watches it. He really cringes when he watches that final.
Well, we're not married. So it's, I mean, we have a bromance. I understand we have, a special relationship, but my wife said, she's back. My wife said that she needs to see the building on fire. Do you need to see it on fire, or are you good with?
I was good with them leaving. I was good.
There's a great effect on their face. You can tell there's fire.
Yeah.
But you know what we're going to do? No, because you had that extra $1.50. We're going to show you the Clue box on fire. And then my wife is happy. She's going to love it. Yeah.
And then it's blowing up too. The mansion's blowing up. They got to add a couple of like weird sort of explosions. And then they're just looking at it. Did they even kiss? Do we get it?
No,
I don't get any sort of
art. We are out of
They can't even get a kiss because you know why?
Why?
The last strip of film rolled through the camera.
Yeah, we're out of time, Art. We can't. We spent all that time lighting that cardboard house on fire. We can't have any more dialogue. Let's go. Let's go.
But literally, they filmed them looking at it, and it went through the camera, and they said, "We've got no more film.
What do we got?
No, that's it. We got no more film."
And thank God they shot something else because we need a waxwork too, just in case. So then we get the rubble. Thank God it's a close-up.
Yeah.
And out of the ground, the only survivor is Nutty Zombies from Hell for the win. It's the hand with the Rolex.
Yep.
I remember seeing that scene, Art, and thinking, oh, that's cool. The hand comes right towards the camera. And that's wow, we spent so much time.
Then we cut into It's My Party is the credits.
Why?
It's My Party.
So we started with sing, 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 da 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 da, and now we're It's My Party and I cry.
And I didn't even understand how ironically that fit the movie. I didn't even understand because there wasn't any sort of party. There wasn't any sort of. I didn't understand that at all.
Wait, Art, we're done. The film's over.
The film's over.
Let's just point out that we probably spent just a little bit more time on The Shining than we did.
Yes.
And that's why I picked this movie, Art, because I thought you and I, at the very least, can entertain ourselves by tearing it a new butthole.
Yeah.
And I loved this movie originally, Art.
To be fair, there are good things in this movie. Like there are good things. It's that thing, Eric. We've seen it in a couple of other.
Are you giving me your?
Yeah. Well, I'm giving you my thoughts.
All right,
I'm going to give you my thoughts.
Okay.
We've seen this in a couple of movies of this era, this sort of late 80s into early 90s era, where they're trying to capture a sort of comedy horror vibe in the movie. And I just think it's really a hard thing to do. And I think it's really tough nail that. It's sort of like comedy thrillers, like a comedy thriller movie.
Like
for instance, like if you take a movie like Date Night, it was a movie with like Steve Carell and Tina Fey where they're out on a date, a couple trying to rekindle the romance, and then they get caught up in some sort of plot with killers and things like that. And it's the idea of, it's a tough thing because you want the movie to be propelled by a sense of danger, right? But you also want there to be a lot of comedy. And
where that works would be another movie with a small person. Can I say a dwarf? Is that wrong now?
I think dwarf is okay. Yeah.
With Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase. Foul Play works very well as a
Foul
comedy
Play hits that mode.
thriller.
Yeah. Right. And perfect. Yes. That it hits that tone just perfectly. We talked, Fright Night is a movie that in the 80s hit that comedy horror tone. It wasn't really a comedy though. It's not, these are going for, I don't know, big laughs
Jokes.
or something.
They're going for the jokes.
They're going for jokes, which is not, I think, the right thing. But this movie has that great production design. It has a cool premise. It had a climax planned that would probably have been a fun climax where we're getting to jump into different things, just completely scuttled. It's a movie, let me put it this way. This is a movie where I think it had a budget, right, that allowed it to be way better than it probably deserved to be, but not enough to get it to where it really could have jumped a level here into like, I'll say into like recommendation territory. I don't.
What do you mean?
I don't think.
What do you?
I don't. I don't think I can recommend people watch WaxWork. You can look up scenes on it, things like that. But I don't know that there's a lot of confusion in here. Erik and I obviously had a really fun time discussing this movie. But you're watching it, you're going to be a little confused unless you're into this stuff in a way that Erik and I can get into it. I would say WaxWork is probably not a high on the list of must-sees that you need to see. But I admired some things about it. So tough because when they got into those dioramas in the middle there, I was like, ooh, this is interesting. I like this. And I'll give it props for this. It took a big swing and went for it with that Marquis de Sade Sarah stuff like that. But that's weird, strange, and very out of place, and but they went for it and took it seriously. Like you said, no jokes in those sections. No jokes.
Only
they took it.
Tableau.
They took it seriously.
Only
Yeah,
that was no jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that makes it a different movie.
So I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to recommend WaxWork.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So what's your take?
Well, this movie has a soft spot in my heart, but now I realize that, like some relationships, I'm no longer in love with this movie. I've seen some things about this movie that give me red flags, and I need to sort of just be friends with this movie. So what I would suggest is, if you've listened to this podcast, you heard what's happening, just go 13 minutes into the movie, watch them get sucked into the parts. Then you're going to have to fast forward till you get them back at the House of Wax, and then see that stuff, and then skip the end, unless you want to see Wilfred, one of the Avengers, get his head pulled off by a rubber werewolf. And while we're on this subject, this is just for those people like me out there, Art. So the 18 that I want to make sure we've covered, okay? Because this podcast isn't long enough that, we need more content. Dracula, Phantom of the Opera. A witch, which looks like something out of Legend. You just see her go, it's like a puppet. Marquis de Sade, werewolf, mummy, voodoo priest, zombie, urban legend killer, Invisible Man, Frankenstein's monster, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, demonic baby, alien creature, that gun, Cobra Man, not Cobra Woman, it's Cobra Man. I think it identifies as male. Jack the Ripper, Mr. Hyde, And apparently the other one that I thought was Frankenstein's twin brother. Ready?
Okay.
A golem.
Oh,
What?
a golem.
Who knew that a golem was one of the most evil beings? Not the golem. A golem.
A golem. Well, that's part of the problem with this plan, that this whole thing is, like you said, which zombie is the most evil zombie?
Right.
What's the, yeah.
So I don't recommend it. I do recommend seeing those scenes because really you could see what the movie could have been if it had a bigger budget. This could be a 2-hour movie.
A bigger budget, and let's face it, a few more passes on the script.
Oh my God.
People.
Rewrites. Get into another car accident or something.
Yeah.
I mean, because
And let's remind people, John Rhys Davies, David Warner, these like, this is, I mean, the guy from the Avenger, like these are actors. These are legit. And as I said, even the young people, they went on and worked. These aren't people, some of these movies we watch from this time period, that's it. You go to their IMDb, they made like a couple of movies and then you never, like these people went on to work. Like they had careers. So they're legitimate actors, some of these people. And yeah, this movie had a budget and wow. I enjoyed the experience.
You showed me stills. If you showed anyone stills from this movie, they'd be like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, you'd be like, "Oh, what's that movie?"
It's a
like
blockbuster. Right?
Yeah.
But no, it's not. And I want to recommend it, but I can't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We got to do our audience a service.
Yeah.
You can go see highlights
on
YouTube.
Yeah, there you go.
Highlights on YouTube. Yeah, there you go. It does have a big fan following because we should point out before we go, Erik has already mentioned it. There's a sequel, WaxWork.
WaxWork 2. Lost in Time. And now I'm forgetting his name.
This is not worth us seeing, right, for this podcast.
I don't think for the podcast, but you could watch it because the lead bad guy, Julian Sands.
Oh, okay. That's a Mark Warner to Julian Sands. That's an equal. That I could see. Yeah. Does he have more to do with it than David Warner did? Like, is he on set a little bit more, or he just basically doing what David Warner was doing?
He has more. He wasn't a 2-day. And,
okay. All right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Do we get answers to questions, or do we? Is Zach Galligan back?
He is.
He is. Okay.
But I don't know if the girl Deborah's in it. I think she might have got replaced.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, those relationships don't work when it's just not whips and dips and chips. It doesn't work.
And this is another one of those movies I should say, Erik, before we go. It's weird because, like, none of their friends survived this. They're like China, all those people. All dead.
So...
All right.
Well,
Erik, it's been great.
No, Art.
It's been.
No, it hasn't.
It has not been great.
Can't skip over the ratings because our listeners would be mad. So,
Erik, the reason I was going to skip over it is I'm embarrassed because we haven't come up with a rating system.
Yes, we have.
Okay.
And sadly, I can only give this 2 out of 10 little miniature Nazi butlers. That's all I can give it.
All right. Well, Erik, we can use that, little Nazi butlers, for every movie that we do from now on.
I think so. People would know.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. This has been great. I don't know what we're going to do when we do another classic because we spent a lot of time talking about WaxWork, but it's been great, Erik. I had a lot of fun. So everybody, if you want to listen to our podcast, you can find us at midnightcinemapod.com. You can also reach out to us. Let us know what you think. Recommend movies that you might want to hear us talk about. You can reach us at midnightcinemapod@gmail.com. Please subscribe to us on your favorite podcast apps. You can rate or review us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It really helps us get the word out. Erik, it's been great, and I will see you next week in the Midnight Cinema for another movie.
I was expecting more!
I did it without the helium.
You did it without the helium, and it sounded great.